Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Intoxicated Sports Report. I'm Gage Samoji, he's Emerson Hip, and sitting in today our very special guest, Mr. Austin Ryan Brown, a.k.a. ARB, a.k.a. Thirsty Austin. We are happy to have you on today.
What about his other MySpace name?
Thanks so much for having me, Gage, Emerson.
We're happy to have you.
Yes.
We're happy to be here too.
We are coming to you previously recorded from Paradise Drive. I'm not going to give the exact address of this place,
but it's lit.
It's literally lit, yes.
Yeah, it's very lit.
Really, really excited about this one. I think this one's going to be a good one today.
Yes. It's been a long time coming for you to get on here.
Yeah.
We had a Danny Del Zampa repeat, probably.
What, 3 in a row?
Well, I mean, he's been on the show at least 3 times.
Oh.
Oh, wait, I'm more than that.
Like probably.
Yeah, well, you mean before you
Yeah.
got on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably 10 times.
Yeah.
Give or take.
Yeah.
God, pains me.
Well, cheers to have you.
Cheers. Cheers.
You know, Danny's one of our regular listeners too, so he's gonna hear this.
Oh, yeah.
So
What's up, Daisy?
DZ. I haven't heard that one in a while.
I got to ask you a question real quick, though.
Let's hear it.
Have you ever listened to our podcast ever?
I have.
Have you?
Are you lying?
Yeah.
Straight through your teeth?
I thought you were going to say no.
In the very beginning, I did. And then
We've gotten better, so you should start tuning in. I mean,
I'll
that's
have
being,
to.
being
I'll have to.
I
especially after
would,
this.
I would think we've naturally gotten better. We have to, right?
Yeah, I would hope so.
Doing it for 2.5 years like we've done.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, thank you for being on.
Yeah.
You're in town for a couple weeks.
Couple weeks,
And
yeah.
so we took the advantage of you being here. And we
Yeah.
appreciate you having us here. We appreciate your parents having us here.
Yeah.
We are in your garage. If you can't really tell, this is a garage atmosphere for our YouTube audience.
We got tools.
Tools. We got
Tools,
we
Christmas
gotta-
lights.
Joe Montana VHS. Shout out to ARB.
You gotta show it. You can barely see it.
I'll show it to him,
It's
yeah.
like the classic.
Go Niners. Yeah, show the camera.
Kind of hard to see.
Oh,
with the glare.
almost lost the
nice,
video.
nice catch. Nice catch.
That was nice.
Oh yeah.
Joe Montana.
Yeah.
This is a light.
We had this nice palm tree behind us.
Well,
Yep.
we got the focus.
It's almost like we're in San Diego.
So, yeah, San Diego's nice. San Diego's nice. But
And
you know, before,
paper towels, too.
Paper towels,
Yeah.
Cliff Bars,
Ziplocs.
Ziplocs, Quaker Oats. But before we get into anything else, we are going to take a shot of what?
Screwball.
Screwball whiskey.
I was not prepared for that.
Okay. Give
Lace us up.
Give our first. Emerson's second. I'm spilling a little bit. I apologize.
Leave some for yourself, son.
Come on.
Kidding.
I know what I'm doing. And hope no one had a bold prediction today because
That's about it.
you might have one.
Yeah.
God.
I don't have one dialed in. Don't force it though.
No, don't- do not force it.
No, I'm
It's
just
gotta
trying
be
to
organic.
think.
Do
I
you
do
know-
have them in me.
Do you know how we do bold predictions on this show?
If I do a bold prediction, I gotta take a shot.
Right.
But we also have to
We have to
decide if it's bold enough
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
warrant a shot.
You can't say the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl because
That's not.
that's it's not that bold.
You could say the Eagles will go undefeated in the regular season. That'd be
that's
pretty
pretty
bold.
bold. Yeah.
If you wanted to, I'm not trying to force it.
They're not even
What's-
winning this game though.
We're-
so
we're
that's
What's
not
the
good.
score right now?
They're down 17-14 and a half.
We're just giving you examples for what you could do.
Right.
So on that note, cheers.
Cheers.
Screwball. Do a shot,
Peanut
yellow.
butter, peanut butter.
Oh, that's money.
Don't even need yogurt for that one.
That's money. That's so good.
That's like water.
Man.
Peanut butter flavored water.
That is so.
What is
So
it?
good.
Coke and this is really good.
I could see that being very sweet, but yeah.
Yeah.
Or hottie toddy.
So what are we drinking
Yeah,
besides?
that's
What
true.
are we drinking besides Screwball whiskey, boys?
So I stopped by Fieldwork on my way here and got us some wax IPAs.
I'm also drinking the wax.
Yep. The wax.
I'm going nuclear. I went on a second story home and I have a fear of heights, so I did a Pliny.
Pliny looking good.
And he's
there.
got one on deck in the freezer. You better finish that quick, or else that's gonna explode.
Well, actually, I'm a little concerned, so I'm gonna probably move that.
Yeah. You might want to do that.
You're gonna do it right now, okay. So Emerson, what we got going on today?
So we're going to keep it pretty straight to the point today. We're going to talk about our college football picks from this past week and make some more picks again this week. We're going to definitely talk about football because Arb is here and Arb is a football guy.
ARB is when I think of football, and when I think of the 49ers, honestly, you know what I think of? I think of this guy right here.
Yeah.
Hey, my first game was in '94. 6 months old. My parents have the
No shit.
I've seen it. I think it's on your Instagram. So go on his Instagram and check it out.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
This guy has been a 49ers fan.
And it was against the Falcons, I believe.
Is that right?
Yeah. So it was Dion going against his former team before.
Oh, because that was the 1 year Dion was a Niner, yeah.
Before he became primetime.
Right.
That's kind of cool. I like that.
Nice.
I like that.
Yeah, so definitely going to be talking football. We're going to kind of leave it open for a lot of talk during the football segment, and we're going to make our picks as always, and then maybe basketball if you feel like talking basketball.
I got some basketball talk.
Well,
okay, this guy.
I got some basketball.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Warriors.
Yeah.
I got a little bit
In
about
their bench.
We'll talk ball a little bit. Touch on ball.
But they're playing tonight, right?
They are playing starting right about now.
Who did they play last night?
They played against the Kings the last game.
He's baiting you. Don't give in.
Oh my God.
Hook, line, and sinker. Okay, so
Should we do a little bio with ARB first?
Yeah. Yes. You didn't not even.
Yeah, we'll do a little bio. So, usually when we have first-time guests, we try to get a little background on, your favorite teams, your sports, history. Sports
Thank you
playing
for
history.
remembering this.
Yeah.
Sports history.
Yes,
Oh,
like
I'm
you're
gonna go
like
nine?
you as a player.
Oh wow. I
So-
I'm gonna go way back here.
Yes. So first and foremost, who are your favorite teams? Start with baseball. Obviously, you're wearing a Giants hat, so that makes it
Yeah.
easy.
So Giants fan, Niners fan, and Warriors fan in that order.
Gotcha. Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Oh no, Niners first, right?
Well, sorry,
Niners fan Giants. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
This guy bleeds red and gold.
Yeah. I mean, the Warriors situation, I'll be adamant. I'm not Jeff Gruth. Hopefully he's not listening to your podcast right now. But,
Probably not.
I wasn't walking around in high school wearing LeBron James everywhere. LeBron James jersey.
Not a big LeBron
There was
guy.
definitely like a gap, like 5 years where I probably didn't watch a Warriors game. And then they drafted Steph, Clay, Draymond. I started paying.
So you're a bandwagon.
You kind of sound like Emerson's mom.
No, I was around. I was around for the Believe
I'm totally
years.
kidding.
Like,
Totally kidding.
yeah.
No, there were some very, very lean years as a Warriors fan.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how I am with the Kings right now.
Just times like 5.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Like times 5 for me.
Yes.
Yeah, it's bad.
I can't believe you're a Kings fan.
Thanks, Dad. Thanks.
It's such a goony choice.
Have you met my dad?
Oh, well, sorry.
Well,
It's too good.
I didn't mean to do that. But
totally. I'm having a good time with you right now.
the Kings remind me of when you go to Scandia and they just have that goony like pizza gallery section. And you're just like, what is this? It's
So you're
Middle Earth.
You're comparing the Sacramento Kings to shitty Scandia pizza.
Well, I mean, what else would the mascot be?
What's the
Kings.
Warriors, like the mini golf, because it's that good?
Yes.
The Warriors they can fit
'Cause
in
it's
any
that good.
timeline. A Neanderthal could be a warrior.
I think my dad probably.
Just keep going.
I think my dad probably picked the Kings because 2000 to 2002.
They were pretty hot.
And my dad's from LA, as the listeners know, and he was not a Laker fan. He hates everything LA when it comes to teams.
That's good.
Was never a Dodger, Laker.
But
We like him for that.
it's actually the same purple though. That might be why.
Yeah. But I think that's why he's probably a Kings fan. Why I'm a Kings fan, because I was young. I don't even remember ever watching Kings games growing up with my dad at all. I don't think we ever did. But it's just we didn't. We weren't Warriors fans.
Yeah.
I was not a Warriors fan. Even for as young as I can remember, I was never a Warriors fan.
And the last time the Kings made the playoffs was what, 06?
06.
Yeah.
Damn.
So you were like 10, 11?
But I'm not gonna act like I watched basketball back then, because I really didn't.
Pedro was still on that team though, yeah? Maybe even Bibby?
No, I think.
Yeah, Bibby
But
definitely.
I feel like Weber might have been gone.
I want to say Pedro. Wasn't Pedro on that 06?
Or maybe he was on the
Mavericks. Was he on the Mavericks when?
I thought he was on the Hornets. Or maybe he was on the
You might
Hornets.
be right.
Anyways,
But I never
let's
watched.
stop acting like we know what we're talking about.
Yeah, we don't.
I think Bibby had to be on that.
Bibby was there for a while. He was there for like the good years, obviously.
Right.
Chris Webber, Peja.
Yeah.
I'll never forget in middle school. Alex Bailey went up and we had to do like our favorite like hero or like idol, and it was about Mike Bibby.
Really?
It was
I
right
would-
around the
Dude,
06
Bibby was
season.
pretty awesome.
That's why I know that Mike Bibby was probably on the team.
I have a Mike Bibby jersey, so if we go to a Kings game, I'm either rocking that or the Jimmer one. I'm probably rocking that.
Oh,
one.
Bibby for sure.
Should I just get rid of the Jimmer one, or is it just funny?
Oh, I
It says
forgot about
Fredette on
Jimmer.
there, right?
Holy crap!
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
for that.
What happened to that guy?
Because remember those those jerseys were out there that said Jimmer on it instead of for dad.
Oh no, it says for
Those are bad.
What happened to Jimmer? He was going off for like the Shanghai Sharks last time I heard about it.
Yeah, dropping 70 pieces.
Dropping 70 pieces.
Hey, fighting for what was democracy over there. So
The Shanghai Sharks. Is that the team you actually played for?
It sounds about right.
Someone please do some research while they're
Please,
listening to the.
please.
I'm not going to do it. Someone else.
well,
Do it.
you guys just need an Alexa around here.
No, that would be the worst. She'd probably think
Why
we're
not?
talking to her.
We'll
the
just
whole
do
time.
it in like a Morgan voice.
Do you, speaking of the Sharks, what about NHL? Do you like any NHL teams? Do you care? You probably don't care.
I would go to the San Diego Gulls game.
Oh, I heard that's fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I saw 8 fights there, and
Yeah.
then
That's my
I went to Syracuse and saw my best buddy Nico.
Oh, you guys went to a game?
We went to a minor league.
Nice.
game.
You went to a Crunch game, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Because
well,
he
I think so.
goes to those games.
But
for
as
sure.
far as Sharks games, no, I've never ventured down that path.
the Sharks games are fun.
You should absolutely
Yeah.
go to a Shark, or we should all go. You would love it.
I don't know. Sharks scare me.
Shut the fuck
No,
up.
Like it's so distant. San Jose just sounds far. Like,
It's the
you
same
give
as
me a
going to
Santa
a-
Clara 5.
It's
that,
same
like,
as going to an Undergame. They're literally right down the street from each other.
how cool would it be if
Really?
the Sharks?
It's like a 15-minute drive, and it's not any further. It's just away from each other.
Wow.
How cool would it be if the Sharks played hockey where they play hockey, but underneath the ice you could see through it and there's sharks swimming.
Like a tank.
Oh my god.
That would be pretty.
Dude,
Lit.
dude, I got ideas here. Okay,
That would be so gimmicky, but awesome at the same time.
that'd be sweet. And then call the
That'd
place.
be sweet.
And then call the place Shark Tank after the show Shark Tank.
But what if you get someone to hack into the software that controls the ice, and they melt the ice, and someone gets eaten alive by
That'd
a
be-
shark?
Well, no. So,
and
so,
they play for the Sharks.
well, so you'd have the aquarium, and then above that is like the ice on top of it. It's not like you can melt it and fall into the water. That's not what I'm talking about.
I want to reiterate that this is a sports talk show, not a fantasy show.
It's not fancy. I mean, it's Silicon Valley. I can't be a fan of the Sharks if I don't understand Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
Do you? So give us your sporting background. Like,
what'd you play?
So give us the whole not the Saints. Like, you played for the Saints, right?
Oh yeah, I played for the Saints. It was a
Football
lot
player?
of fun. Yeah.
Never the Nighthawks.
No, not the Nighthawks.
Not the Jets.
And the dumb thing was, we never played against each other.
You guys never played the Nighthawks?
No.
Wasn't there like another like the Jets or something?
Jets. Yeah.
The Jet.
That was
well,
way
they
later.
Oh, it was different.
Yeah, they
different time.
changed. I think the Saints over to the Jets. Or no, maybe it was the Nighthawks over to the
They also had
Jets.
the Napa Raiders too.
Right.
For a little bit, they did.
Yeah, I'm confused on the.
Because I remember, I
transitions.
think Jeremy coached for both the Raiders and the Jets.
Oh, really?
Do you guys know who the owner is for those teams?
Should we?
Like in town.
No, I was just teasing. It was like, why the hell? Why the hell the team name changed? I mean, we all.
It probably has something to do with
I
Whoever
know
ran the programs.
for at least I've heard like in town they don't do teams that have red or blue in it because they want like to be gang related.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Which it does make sense.
Yeah. So again, going off topic, but so Pop Warner, Little League, Garfield Park.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Then,
You played Little League baseball?
Yeah, I did. I'll never forget. I was actually responsible for getting like 3 coaches kicked out of the game.
You personally.
So like I dove for first base, right? And I was totally safe.
Yeah.
And
Oh, but you're not supposed to do that, right?
well, no, I didn't dive for first base. I lunged forward. That's
Right.
what it was.
Okay.
So I like ran through first base, and he called me out.
Okay.
And the coaches lost their shit.
That bastard.
And then they had to call the cops because the coaches and the
Or you just
parents.
went nuts.
So like at Garfield Park, I kid you not, like they had to like eject the parents, and it was like Brad and Zach Talbot's dad like had to leave immediately.
Bro, that thing-
He was the manager of our team.
Bro,
He was
you
actually
are
kick-ass
name
manager.
dropping a lot of people so
No,
far.
he was a
in the
kick-ass
past-
manager.
in the
I'm
past-
sorry, you asked me to go through my sports.
No, it's
bio.
okay. You're fine.
You don't have to go
Like-
that far into detail. Just tell us how you played. Just tell us
Hey.
what you played.
Okay,
You're good. You're good. Keep
Skip
going.
that.
Just keep doing what you're doing.
it was one of my favorite.
But I will say
coaches.
though, Little League parents probably the worst people ever.
Yeah.
I never played.
The
Little,
worst.
I never played Little League baseball ever.
You missed out, man. It was something special. Something special.
And then yeah, we played high school football, and what was about it?
ARB went to the rival Vintage High. Boo.
Boo. Oh, you crush grapes, dude?
I mean, we are like the first symbol when you go into Napa. So
They have
sucks for-
the Vintage Crushers have the last laugh because Napa High is now called the Grizzlies,
Right.
and that just stinks.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well. Yeah.
It should have been the Napa Bears. Like the Papa Bears.
Should have been Napa Pride. And I know there'd be a bunch of gay
Dude,
jokes.
Reeboks.
No,
What are you guys
the
talking
Rebobs
about?
would have been money.
Oh
But
wait, you're telling me it'd be money having your mascot be?
do you know how many people would hate? I'm not even trying to be just derogatory. People would hate Pride. The name Pride.
What was that? Is that what that was?
Yeah.
Oh.
Stop it.
You're telling me they would like Rebobs when?
Oh fuck yeah, they would.
You're telling me they're like a gorilla being the mascot?
Yeah.
No fucking way. That would be bad. But tell me I'm wrong.
It'd be sick though.
No.
I like the idea of it, but I don't think it would go over well.
You're dead wrong.
No, I don't think I'm wrong at all. I don't
Thank
think I'm
you,
wrong at
Arm.
all.
I'm with you.
I mean, just the story. Have you guys talked about Reeboks on the show?
No, I don't think
Not really.
we really need
No,
to.
we don't need to get into that.
They're not real, so. If you ask my dad, they're probably real, but they're not real. It's a good story though,
It's a great story.
and I'd be okay with it. It would never happen.
There's no way it would happen, but it'd be
Never.
sick.
Pride would not be gone over well.
No,
Like
exactly.
rival
Especially in
schools.
Napa. People in Napa are not like that.
Yeah.
Except when it comes to Chick-fil-A. But anyways, different
What
story.
happened to Chick-fil-A?
We're not getting into it.
There just isn't one here.
Well, Costco's coming, so.
I've been hearing about Costco coming here
For like
for
5 years.
fucking 8
Yeah.
years. Okay. I don't want to hear it.
I think it is coming. That's it.
Anyways.
Okay, anyways.
So short, did you play any basketball, any field hockey?
Dude, this
Yeah,
guy's
yeah.
basketball game is bad. You
I mean,
cannot.
He plays volleyball when he's playing basketball.
Dude, he does like he shoots it like Sean Marion, but it doesn't go in.
Yeah, it is really bad. Yeah, I shoot from the chest.
Yeah. You don't need to explain it
You
anymore.
just don't. Yeah, you never had game
Yep.
at basketball.
I was really good on defense.
Yeah, you give energy and effort. I'll give you that. But
Yeah.
after that,
That's all we can ask for.
Yeah, make my passes work. You
Yeah.
know.
Arb is
Golf.
also. Arb is also. Oh, no, go ahead. Golf.
you're a golfer?
You're a golfer.
Yeah, I mean, I dabble.
Dell.
You also.
Yeah.
You're also a skier.
Skier, yes.
Nice.
What else? I did a triathlon. Dane Del Zampo was actually my coach.
Yeah.
That's a really good fun fact.
He was
I
blowing
kid you not,
whistles?
he coached me out here doing laps in the pool.
You ran a marathon.
Triathlon.
In triathlon
So that's what? It's
in middle school.
running, swimming, and what's the other one?
Uh,
Bicycling? Or cycling?
Yeah, cycling.
Yeah.
So I got in third. Jeff Howitt and I think
I remember that.
Christian Romero beat me. But
You have some real names coming out of your mouth right now. Like you just.
what? I never.
No, it's
did.
okay. It's
I'm
just like you're.
To be honest, we never talk about people that we went to high school with. Almost never. Unless we're so close with them, because we just don't care. But I like where you're going. You got some information.
Hey,
in that noggin.
it's all in the library.
It's all the ARB. Anyways,
the library.
the library.
What other sports I play?
You don't
Yeah, I
have to-
play pool at Bilko's everyone's.
That was good. That's the best thing you said so far. Nice.
Arb is also one of the rare college graduates who've been on this show.
I have, yeah.
True. You and Nico are probably the only ones.
Yeah, I had,
Oh, and actually, sorry. Ashley.
She doesn't listen anyways.
Yeah.
well, none of them have the story that I have. I have 50 absences in 6th period, my senior year.
Yeah.
And I got
And you still got into school?
1.83 GPA.
Yeah.
And then I went to the junior college, doubled my GPA. And here I am.
You kicked ass.
You
You
did what you had to
you
do.
are one of the rare people who do go to JC
Okay,
and
Frank Sinatra,
flourish.
let's slow down.
I was always proud of you for doing that. You went to the JC, you got it done.
Yeah.
You went to Santa Barbara. We visited you a couple times. It was fucking awesome.
It was a lot of
I
fun.
miss those days. I think about Santa Barbara, not often, but I think about it. I'm just like, dude, it's one of those things
Those were
where
good times.
I wish I would have done more there. You know what I mean? Like, it should just went all out. So it should have said, fuck it and done it.
Yeah.
But nonetheless, I am happy that we were able to visit you. I visited you probably 5 or 6 times
Yeah, at least.
for sure. You probably came.
I went there, I want to say twice.
Yeah.
Maybe 3 times, but at least twice.
I was there for a couple
I think it was
Halloweens.
3.
I saw both your places for sure.
Yeah.
I went to both your places.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I didn't see your first place.
Yeah, you didn't want to.
I heard it was pretty grimy, but
Oh,
that's Santa Barbara for you.
You,
What can
you,
you expect?
you walk around and you go like your shoes.
But let's be real, the second place wasn't any better in that respect.
We had a giant trash can, like an industrial-sized trash can, like bigger than.
In the other
well,
place?
you can't even see the table,
Yeah.
but it was like this. And yeah, it was just sitting in our corner. Just throw trash in there all the time.
It was good
It's
times.
disgusting.
It was good times. Anything else for your sporting background that you got?
I think that's really it.
We played a competitive dodgeball tournament together.
Oh, we did, yeah.
Are you talking about at the
So,
bouncy place
yeah.
or whatever? Yeah.
Uh,
Oh,
What's that place
shit,
called?
that was fun.
that was fun.
That was cool. I don't know. I want to say I went with you guys one time. And I don't know how competitive it was, but we definitely.
It was like
played
me,
dodgeball.
you, Nico, Danny. One of Nico's like hick friends at the time. I forget. His name was like Colton or something. Remember him? The
I
blonde
thought we
dude.
were
Colton?
name dropping.
Dude, I'm name
What the
dropping
hell,
people.
asshole?
Name dropping people that we know. I'm not talking about Jeff Caruth over here, which is okay if you do. It's
Hey,
fine.
I
It's
like him.
fine.
Okay.
No, it's a
You
good.
like him, that's cool.
OG.
I'm talking about dodgeball over here.
Nostalgic talk here. I don't live in Napa anymore.
I know you don't.
Fair enough.
But you're going to soon.
Well, potentially. Who knows what the
Everybody look out.
Yeah.
Here he
Everybody
comes.
Look out. Watch out, Watch out, Palisades. Arms coming.
Yeah. Anyways,
Yes.
but yeah. Who's your favorite female athlete?
Oh, jeez. This is a tough
Just
one.
put him on the spot.
Oh, man.
Don't
yeah,
think you
I
are.
think
You,
about
you can
this.
say it later.
I don't know. Giselle is up there now.
Is she an athlete?
Well, she got a brand new boyfriend, a jiu-jitsu instructor.
So that makes her an athlete now.
I mean, if you're doing jiu-jitsu, in my opinion, you're an athlete.
Just because
She-
her
she's
boyfriend
He's
is
a
doing
model.
She's doing something, but it ain't jiu-jitsu. You know what I mean?
you're a fool.
Favorite male athlete. How about that? Make it easier on you.
You know, that's easy. Joe Montana.
You never even saw Joe Montana.
What about a current one?
Current. Jimmy G spot.
Yeah, you're a big Jimmy G guy?
Yeah, well, yes and no. I mean, it's kind of bothered me. I think he's really underrated at this point.
Part of me says yes, and part of me's like, no, he kind of sucks sometimes. So maybe he's appropriately rated.
Jimmy G wins games.
I don't know. You guys have your
No.
segment we gotta go through.
We're good.
We're
Yeah.
allowed to go
We're
off
here-
the
we're
rails
here.
No, we are here.
We don't want to
Yeah.
go crazy, but we do
Yeah.
have football to talk about at some point, so you can save it.
Okay.
Yeah, you ready?
I'll say
Yes.
it.
All right, let's do our college football recap here. So our picks this past week, Gage, you went 1-1. I went 2-0.
Damn, look at you. I didn't know that.
Bring it on, baby.
Okay.
So you had Ole Miss keep it close against Bama, and they got you the W plus 12. Alabama
Howdy
won that
toddy, howdy toddy.
30-24. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin, he finds ways to lose games. That's what it
He's
is.
like the Cowboys.
Because the way they played, they probably should have beat Alabama, but they just found a way to lose game. And then what were you gonna say?
Alabama. They lost against Alabama.
Yeah.
Sorry. By the way, I don't pay too much attention to college football.
That's right.
because UCSB has been undefeated since '92.
Because they don't play.
Yeah.
Go,
exactly.
go Gauchos.
But they lost against Nick Saban. It's not like Lane Kiffin coughed that one out.
No, but if you watch college football, you know that this Bama team is not like typical
That
Alabama.
great, yeah.
Like they're not
That
gonna,
makes
they're not gonna make the playoffs
No.
this year.
Yeah.
Which is pretty rare for Alabama's standards.
And Ole Miss had, I wouldn't say a stranglehold in this game, but they were playing well in this game,
God.
and they would. Also, you had Oregon minus 13.5, and they actually lost the game
Washington
outright.
won the game.
Yeah, they won the game in Oregon.
Gotta say, I love seeing Oregon lose.
Yeah.
It would have been much better than them winning by only a few points. Or it was much better than
Yes. So I wouldn't have covered and they would have won.
Exactly.
Not the ideal situation for me.
Sorry, Zoe. We still hate you, but we love you the same.
I think Zoe's an avid listener, right?
She might listen. Although we do talk shit about Oregon, she never texts us. So.
Zoe, if you listen, give me a thumbs up text when you hear this.
Right. And then for my picks, I had TCU plus 7, oddly enough, and they won outright against Texas, 17-10.
Hook 'em.
And then my Knights, my flip of the coin, flip of the bottle cap, whatever you want to call it, they did me well.
Your national champion UCF Knights.
Yes, they
Covered.
they won 38-31. So
Okay.
I'll take it.
Okay.
Heavy Pac-12 picks this week
I'm shocked.
because there's not a lot of good
I'm
games.
shocked by you.
Not a lot of good games on the schedule this coming week, but our games are going to be USC on the road at UCLA 2.5 point favorites.
The Battle of Los Angeles.
Battle of LA. Yeah, we got a couple of rivalry games in California this week.
Okay.
We also got Utah at number 12, Oregon. Oregon is a 3-point favorite there.
Okay.
And then we're doing the big game. I know these teams suck.
I should have worn my shirt. I have a big.
Yeah.
I have a big game shirt. I should have worn.
They're
I'll wear
both-
I'll wear it next week.
Yeah, both Stanford and Cal are 3-7. This one's going to be at Berkeley. And
Jeez.
Cal is a 4.5 point favorite.
Both 3 and 7.
Terrible, yeah.
Do we
Yeah.
know what the record in the past, like, let's say 5 years of the big game is? Or do you know?
Stanford still owns it pretty well.
Yeah.
I know Cal has won at least 1 or 2 in recent years, but
Okay.
Stanford's still doing pretty well in that. And then last but not least, for our only non-Pac-12 game, Illinois is heading to Michigan,
Jeez.
and Michigan is a 17
They're
and a half
getting
point favorite.
17 and a half. I mean, that's a big.
Illinois was ranked last week. They just, I assume they're going to drop out. We don't have the updated CFP rankings because they come out tomorrow. But
Yeah.
but yeah,
It's just so funny to see college spreads compared to NFL.
it's a completely different game.
Completely different
Yeah.
Yeah, 17 and a half.
And
You
a lot-
don't see that in
you
the
know,
NFL.
and obviously most of these guys will not even come close to the league, but seeing 17 and a half, you will not see.
The only way you'd see 17 and a half is like if you're talking about this year is maybe if it was like Chiefs versus
Or if you saw like Eagles,
Texans maybe.
even like Eagles versus Texans. Like,
Eagles
what
were-
was that spread?
I think it was
maybe
only 10 or 11, yeah.
Like you're not gonna see 17.
It may have been like 12 or 13, but still, yeah.
I'd like to know if like that Patriots team that went 17 and 0
They probably had some big
probably some big
numbers,
spreads.
yeah.
That's a huge.
But we don't have a team like that right now.
God, that was a great team. Illinois, before I forget, biggest bust in 49er history.
Who's that?
God, I'm drawing a blank.
A player that came out of
There
Illinois?
was a wide receiver, and Trent Bullock drafted him. I think it was 2011 or 12. We drafted him. It might have even been 13. He had like maybe 2 catches, and they got traded to the Chiefs.
I feel like I kind of am
God.
recalling who you're
You think
talking
that's? Oh, you're saying that's the biggest bust from Illinois for the
Mhm.
Niners?
Well, no, I think maybe from Illinois. I mean, how many players have been drafted that high from Illinois? I think it
That's
might
true.
be the
Actually, let's do this.
biggest bust in 49ers history.
I mean,
Except maybe the late 90s, we drafted a quarterback in front of Tom Brady.
no, it doesn't say Giovanni Carmazzi.
Yeah.
He's got to be up
Ouch.
there.
It's
He's gotta be.
garbage.
And obviously, it looks bad when you could have got Tom Brady, but also,
Yeah.
you know, how many teams could have got Tom Brady times over? He
Yeah.
got drafted what in the 6th round?
Well, yeah. Even my girlfriend's mom was laughing at Tom Brady's like draft picture with the shirt off.
Oh, he looks like a completely
He was
different guy.
She's like, that's Tom Brady? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
2 worked his ass off. You can't hate on it.
You know, when you date models, you start looking like a model. So I don't blame him.
Oh, man.
So Emerson, who's starting off in the picks this week?
I believe I gave it to you last time, so I'll go first.
All right.
If you're okay with that.
Yeah.
Shit. Who
Do
am I going to go with?
Do I have a choice?
You know what? Fuck it. I'm putting my balls on the line. I'm taking Stanford plus 4.5. I don't give a fuck.
How could you not?
Let's go, boys. Give it to me.
I'm gonna take SC minus 2.5.
It's a good pick.
Feel pretty
Good
good
pick.
about that one.
I will go then with. I'm staying away from that Illinois Michigan game for
Fuck
sure.
yeah. Of course you
I'll take Oregon to bounce back after a loss.
I'm taking. Actually, man.
Illinois is 7-3. I'll give you that. They were just ranked. They lost to I can't remember who, but
It's a big number. I'm gonna go.
Michigan is at home though.
I'll go. Illinois plus 17.
Boo!
Picks are in.
Picks are in.
Picks are in. Sorry about it.
Yeah. So you're not big on college football right now? Or at all?
Have you ever been? Well, I know
Well-
you have been in the past.
Yeah, my dad got 2 offers to play at Oregon State and
Did he
Oregon.
really?
Yeah.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Where
Where do you play high school ball at?
Aloha High School in Portland.
Oh,
Or
nice.
Oregon. Yeah.
okay. I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, he was really good. But then my grandma, not to get into like personal stuff, but she threw him into the Navy, so he didn't get to follow that. But yeah, my uncle is a big Oregon fan, so if I had to pick a team, it'd probably be Oregon. Because
You're really gonna break a heart like that?
You're really just gonna.
Well,
I'm
and
kidding.
then,
It's a family thing. That's
I would
different.
say yeah, it's a family thing. I would say
Yeah.
that when I think of you in college football, I think of
Oh, God.
USC.
And those shoes. you
No,
have?
those shoes suck.
Well, no, I
I'm
remember-
gonna address them right now. So, in high school, like It was we had a family member that worked for Oregon, and so I get discount on shoes, and I did customized shoes. I was playing high school football at the time. I thought it was hot shit, and I did USC
You thought you
and
were?
Cal. And like on the left and the right.
Oh, that's right. You had like the different.
Oh man,
different
it's so
thing going.
painful.
I want to
to
say
look
those
back
were
on.
like Nike Dunks, which are like hot right now. Or
Yeah.
they might have been SBs, but it looks like Dunks. But yeah,
Yeah.
they were. It said USC and Cal on the back. And I was kind of thinking to myself at the time, even then, like, what's the correlation?
Oh my lord.
Like big Pac-12 guy,
Yeah.
Yeah,
or
big
big
Pac-12.
Pac-10 guy back then.
Yeah, right, right.
My dad did not punish me the way I should have been punished for getting those shoes.
Well,
We didn't really pay attention to that kind of crap, so
I-
I had to get it from you guys.
That's funny.
I feel like you liked Matt Lyon and Reggie Bush though.
I mean, that
Oh
was,
yeah.
I mean, I guess a lot of us did.
a lot, yeah, like that era.
I remember
was-
like in your room you had like the Reggie Bush cards and all that kind of stuff though.
Well, I literally unscrewed like the plaque that Jeff Garcia's card was on.
Yeah.
and screwed it for whatever reason.
I still have Reggie Bush and Matt
Reggie
Lyon
Bush's
rookie cards.
card on it.
And Vince Young.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that's the
That's a nice trio.
yeah. it is.
Vince Young or Jamarcus Russell, biggest bust.
Jamarcus Russell.
Because Vince Young was actually good for a minute.
I know that's a part
He
of
was
it.
on
win Rookie of the Year?
He was on the cover of Madden.
Yeah, he did win Rookie
Yeah,
of the
I
Year.
think it was
for the
after
Titans.
that. Yeah.
He played that game against the Texans, and he just balled out against David Carr, and everyone thought he was hot shit.
But yeah, when I think of you, I think of USC. I just do.
Yeah,
Never,
I kinda
ever-
do, too.
I never thought of Oregon or Oregon State.
Yeah, definitely not Oregon. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I can't lie. I was definitely a victim of the early 2000s and like.
Hey, I'm a Kings fan. I'm the same way.
Right. Well, and especially like being in Northern California, college football's never really been huge here.
At least not in our. I wouldn't
Not
say
in our
that.
lifetime. Yeah.
I mean, even when John
Well-
Elway was playing for Stanford, I don't think they were a powerhouse, were they?
No, they didn't. They didn't
Well,
win
even
big
with
games.
Harbaugh. Well, we went to that Stanford game. I think it was 2010,
Right.
maybe.
But even just I'm talking about not even the teams being good, just like the energy around the schools.
But
Because
the energy now sucks. Like,
oh, it's
all-
it's bad because the teams are bad too.
yeah.
But it never was really like it was never even close to like Big Ten or SEC type football.
Yeah. Different energy. I mean,
Right.
California, there's way too many things you could be doing.
Exactly.
Way
That
better.
that is the biggest difference.
But-
And we have a lot of pro sports too. That kind of takes your attention
Yeah.
away from.
The Giants won championships. The Warriors won championships. It's
Niners are always
in the mix.
interesting.
Uh,
The Raiders are always
they
funny.
haven't always been in the mix. We had like a good
We had some
10-year
bad years.
drought.
We had some bad years for sure.
That was so painful. That was the worst.
Yeah, between like
10 years.
2003 and 2010,
10.
we were pretty bad.
Man, it was awful.
But we try to forget those years, you know.
So
I don't.
I want to see like a new throwback. It's the early 2000s through like
You want those to come back?
yeah, like the dark burgundies.
Like
Those
your,
are-
like your old Vernon Davis jersey.
Yeah,
I think those are a little like. Polarizing is not the right word, but you know where I'm going with. Like some people love them, some people are like, those are terrible. They're just they're a very 90s, 2000, early 2000s
Yeah.
look, you know.
It's like the Jeff Garcia years.
Right.
I mean, that's
Because
what-
I think the ones that they brought back, like those 94 ones, are kind of a little bit of a mix of like old school and 90s, you know?
yeah.
Because the 90s is it's a acquired taste. if
Yeah,
you will.
it's good though. It's good.
There are some things that are good. Some things that are terrible about it too.
Like Vanilla Ice.
And baggy pants.
Baggy pants.
Hammer.
You see, baggy pants are making a comeback.
They got it.
Baggy
That's
jeans. Oh yeah, for like the younger kids, they are.
They got to
Absolutely.
go.
Really?
It's terrible.
Kids, don't give in. Don't give in.
Don't do it.
It's
What about
terrible.
the long shorts?
Oh,
Blow
yeah, that's another good
Um,
one. Terrible.
I don't think that's alive and well right now because I feel like
That's kind of
above the knees are still.
still a thing, yeah.
It's like we're caught between the '70s with the high shorts and the baggy pants in the 2000s. I don't like it. Just is what it is.
Yeah, baggy pants are bad. Like when I see adults wear baggy pants and like long t-shirts, I'm like, grow up, dude. Grow the fuck up.
Well, I remember it was like my mom would buy me brand new shorts in middle school, and if they were above my knees, I would feel like I couldn't go to school.
Oh yeah, back then you would not get caught showing your knees off.
Well, middle school is a brutal place.
Yeah,
It's
seriously.
so true.
It's a brutal place. I would not want to even come close to wearing above the knee shorts. I was the same way.
Yeah. I once had someone jerk off in my backpack, but it's a different
Christ.
story.
Okay.
You're funny.
I think it's time to talk about the NFL.
Yeah, let's do that.
So,
Before we talk, we're gonna recap week 10 and our picks.
oh yeah,
Sound good? So yes,
let's go.
6-0 as a
6-0.
duo.
Let's do 6-0.
Although really it's more like 4-0 because we picked 2 of the same games. But nonetheless,
It's
W's all around.
we're feeling good.
W's all around.
We're feeling good.
Yeah.
That comment threw me through a blender.
It's just-
I was not expecting that one. I really was not expecting that one. I'm sorry. I caught me off guard a little bit.
Yeah.
But yes, we both went 3-0 this week,
Yep.
which I don't think has ever happened.
Nope, not even close.
I'm feeling nice.
Yeah,
My last month, I'm what? 10-2.
10-2 in the last 4
10-2?
weeks.
Just
Killing
like,
it.
10-2, just like driving.
Yeah.
This is easy. It's just easy now. It's just feeling nice.
Yep. So basically, you and I both picked Green Bay against Dallas, and you were really happy about that. I was really hoping the Cowboys would win by like a field goal.
I'm not drinking a 211.
So you're
Thank you. Thank you.
We also scored on Kansas City. They won by 0.5 point on that 9.5 point spread
did.
over Jacksonville. That was nice.
Yep.
And then you got Tampa Bay, the Munich Buccaneers. They beat the
That was easy.
The
money.
Seahawks?
Easy money.
covered the 2.5 spread.
By the way, did you guys see John Denver playing during that game?
No.
Everyone
Did
was
he do like a
saying,
halftime show or something?
No. Well, they were at the end of the game. I didn't see it live, but the Germany fans were all singing "Take Me Home." Country
Oh, I
Road.
did see that. Yeah.
yeah,
So he was
it was-
there?
No.
Oh, but
I
they were
mean,
just
they were just playing it, but I just couldn't believe it. It was crazy. It was just a bunch of people in Germany singing along.
I didn't even know what that song was until 2 years ago. Never even.
Great song.
It's not a great song.
What do you mean? Why?
You're telling me that's a great song?
It's one of the most American songs you probably could play.
Gage is
don't-
he's Californian. He's
I don't think it's a great song. It's a catchy song. I don't think it's great.
West Virginia is an analogy, by the way. Dude's from fucking Boulder or something, somewhere in Colorado.
But maybe he was in West Virginia and just
Had
I
a
don't
thought.
think
had a
so.
thought.
West Virginia is as hick as you can get.
It is
Probably catch
quite.
line.
It is.
What-
Anyways, continue.
What's better,
sorry.
Country Roads or Paradise City?
I
Or
mean,
Paradise Drive.
they both lead you home, so it's just a question of your preference. My preference is Paradise.
That's pretty
Because
good.
I grew up on Paradise.
That's
Drive.
pretty good.
Paradise City.
I tried to throw you something.
You
like that,
just-
and
yeah.
you threw right back to me. You threw right back to
He
me.
boomeranged that bitch.
You did. I did not see that coming. Okay, that's cool.
Anyways,
We're all good.
Turn on the ring light, or what were you using earlier?
you're fucking hilarious. I also scored on Pittsburgh winning outright against New Orleans.
Shout out.
They were plus 2.5.
Kenny Pickett played?
Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Apple Pickett?
Kenny Flickett.
He actually won a.
You won a game? Yeah, is that crazy?
Kenny Pickett fence?
Who'd have thought?
Yeah, that guy just looks like a shithead middle schooler. I just bully the fuck out of him.
All right, did you want me to go first on picks this week or you?
You can go first.
All right. So I am going to take the Colts plus 8, my boy Jeff Sunday, against the Eagles.
Yes.
I think the Eagles still win this game, but
Are the Eagles winning right now?
that's a good question. We should probably figure that out.
I'll check.
But regardless, I think the longer you go undefeated, the harder and harder it gets to keep that dominance
I
alive.
agree with that.
Current score of the game, 23-21.
Oh, wow.
Commanders.
Commanders are up, okay?
With 11:47 left in the fourth, Philly has the ball on the Philly 20.
All right, good to know.
Damn.
Philly could still easily win this game, but
Absolutely.
I
Still,
feel like this might be a game that they actually lose. Who was saying that earlier?
Max Kellerman, I was watching this just in, and he was kind of getting a little iffy on the Eagles.
and that's why he gets paid the big bucks.
Good for him. Good on him. I'm also going to take the Vikings are getting +1 or getting a point at home against your Cowboys.
Yes.
So I'm going to take that. I don't necessarily love it, but I think Kirk Cousins at home is nice.
How can you not pick that game after they beat the Bills last week?
I don't like to overreact to what I just saw.
I mean,
I'm big on that.
let's reflect here. Kirk Cousins has been with the Vikings for how long?
It's been what, this is like fourth year?
4 years.
Something like that? Something like that?
They just took down Josh Allen.
That was a big win. I'm not going to deny that.
And Jefferson's turning into a monster.
Jefferson's awesome.
That fourth down catch by Justin Jefferson is one of the best ones I hate to be prisoner of the moment, but it's one of the best catches I think I've ever
it's
seen.
ridiculous.
I don't think I've ever seen Randy Moss make a catch like that in traffic. Like,
And he was
in the middle
like
of
the king
the
of that
field
too.
With the game on the line.
Right.
If he misses that,
If the ball hits the ground, it's over.
Game's over.
like Odell when he made that famous catch.
No, just in the middle of the game, right?
Well, no, and it was on the sideline. Like, it's the back shoulder pass that we come to know now.
Right.
But this was in the middle of the field.
Right.
I mean, I think the Vikings are the biggest threat in the NFC.
Ooh.
It's
I may challenge you on
other
that in a little bit,
Niners,
but
because I'm a Niners fan.
Yeah.
But continue.
yeah. I'm also going to take the Cardinals in Mexico +8 against the Niners.
Wow.
I think the Niners are probably still the easy favorite in this game, but they never cover, I don't feel like, the Niners.
Okay.
So I like the Cardinals to at least make it an interesting game.
So we both agree on the Vikings +1 against the Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are fool's gold right now. I think it might be a sad sack of shit on Sunday. It's not going to be it's not going to be nice. Jeremy's been talking shit to me the whole time.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah. Especially just what happened last week with the Cowboys. I don't feel good. This is in Minnesota. I know it's a dome. It's not outside, luckily.
Right.
Man, Cowboys always fall apart in the middle of the season.
Well, they always
Their
fall. They
season
always
does not support it.
They always lose to the Packers. That's why it was a Gage's guarantee, and I was right. Thank you. Thank you.
You almost were not right by a long shot, but anyways.
Keyword is almost. I'm picking the Eagles -8 against the Colts.
Wow.
So you're picking the Colts +8. I'm picking the Eagles -8.
Okay.
I think Jeff Sunday's luck is going to run short. I'm going to pick the Bengals -5 against the Steelers. I think they can cover that.
Cover that? Yeah. Are they at home or on the road? You know.
Doesn't matter.
All right. You don't because you don't care.
I don't care. I would say it's probably. I would say the Bengals are probably at home.
-5 makes me think that they're not though.
Okay.
Because I feel like if they were at home, they would be bigger favorites. But all right.
I probably should think of the homes, but I look at it and I say, you know what? I like that line. I'll pick it.
I take.
And the way I've been picking lately, I'm feeling good. How can I not?
Right.
What's our overall record? Did you say our overall record?
Okay, so Gage, you are now 500 on the season.
What? Let's
15
go.
and 15. I am 14 and 16.
If you had told me that a month ago, I would have said you were.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, you were 8 games under 500 5 weeks ago. Look at you now.
Look how far we've come.
All right, picks are in.
They're in.
Once
Locked
again.
in. Locked in.
Locked and loaded.
Locked and loaded. Let's go.
Now we can just talk football.
All right.
I think what we're going to do, though, is we're going to stop that.
Just cut it quick.
Just so we
Cut
can,
it early.
We can ramble now. Yeah. I don't know why this save button is not working anymore.
You're doing good. You're doing good.
Am I?
Oh, you're doing great.
You're doing great.
Other than your stupid ass comments, but you're doing great.
I thought that's the reason why I was doing great.
No,
Yeah.
but before we go, just to ramble it on, what's your player of the week?
My player of the week is going to be Justin Jefferson. As you mentioned, he made that unbelievable catch. He also had, I believe, 10 catches for like 190 something yards, touchdown.
I knew you'd pick him. That's why I didn't.
Yep.
And he's also on your fantasy team.
Yep.
And you're also going to win this week. You're also
Yes.
going to beat Danny, who's losing for the second straight week. Shout out. I'm going to lose, though, too, so it's whatever.
Yep.
ARB, who's the king of fantasy, as some people might know.
Right, he's on fire.
Yeah.
Even not having a great week this week, you're still getting the W.
You're going to be
Yeah.
9-1.
Gotta feel good about that.
9-1.
Yeah.
Your
no,
playoff one seed's probably cemented.
Does Zoe watch the show?
She might.
She might.
She might listen, yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
you
Zoe,
playing her
thanks
next
for dropping Dak
Oh.
last week. Because I picked him up. Well, it was actually this week. I picked him up and he got me the 4 points I needed to win.
There you go.
Jared Goff, who was my starter,
Gone. I saw you dropped him.
14 points.
Oh, so you got just
so
enough more.
yeah, just enough
Nice.
to beat my opponent.
But you don't even really care because you got Lamar coming back next week after bye.
Yeah, and I got
Deshaun and waiting in the
Yeah.
wings.
If
just
I
in
hear
case.
about you and Deshaun Watson one more time, I'm just
well, I'm not starting him out of principle. I already got enough from my girlfriend's brother about that. He was like, "You picked him up?" And I was like, "Well, dude, I'm not gonna lose that motherfucker."
you got to say I'm playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm playing fantasy football and not, appease the people.
Yeah. You're not getting massages. Okay? You can take up Deshaun Watson. My player of the week's Patrick Mahomes. It was kind of tough for me to pick a player. I was kind of going through the fantasy.
Tell me, you should have gone Christian Watson.
Christian Watson did his best Randy Moss impersonation against the Cowboys this week. Congrats to him.
Pretty cute.
Pat Mahomes had 331 yards passing, 4 tutties. Yeah, sprinkled a little 39 yards rushing. Why not?
Nice game. Against the Jaguars, though.
And they won.
Yeah.
We always pick.
And they covered.
We pick winners.
Have you seen that T-shirt out there that says "Good coaches win, great coaches cover"?
Oh my god.
I think I've heard that. I think I've heard that saying before.
Who is the all-time? I heard this on KNBR. I'm not gonna lie. I like to cite my sources. Who was the best quarterback of all time that covered?
I don't know.
Covered the spread.
I never.
Is there there's an actual stat out there for it?
Yeah.
Who's the best at it? It's probably someone you wouldn't expect. I'm guessing, right?
It's got to be like minimum 20 stars.
Can I ask? Is it someone that was prominent in our lifetime for the most part? Or
Not for the
before?
most part, but they were a part of our life, like in the 90s. That's right. I think 90s.
Say Brett Favre.
Or Drew Bledsoe?
No.
No. In the 90s. I mean, it would be too obvious to say Dan.
I mean, I said KNBR. Who's on KNBR?
Like,
So
would it be
Steve
like Steve Young?
Yeah.
Is it?
That's
Yeah.
not that random.
He was so stoked when he heard that.
Really?
It was pretty hilarious.
I'm sure John Lund loves hearing that.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
Emerson's boy, John Lund.
He's hilarious. Him and Great Papa have.
They do
such
have a good show
great
together. I listen to
They're
it.
just very douchey.
No, and then the tail end, what do they call it? Like the last 30 minutes of it, they go through like the shit storm stories of like the day. Like, it's not even sports related. Greg Papa is the guy that you want to meet at like Fume or something. It's just like totally spitball, like catch up with him,
Yeah.
just, like ask him stupid questions. He's hilarious.
Well, I'm sure he's a great guy to just ramble about
Yeah.
sports with, for sure.
And Greg Papa's a drinker too.
He's
a
good dude,
He
yeah.
gets sauced.
He's definitely absolute on the rocks, no fruit.
Yeah, absolutely is.
No.
He has some crazy Charles Barkley stories too.
Is that right?
Yeah. His brother was actually a sports anchor out in Philly. Back
Greg
in-
Papa's brother was?
Yeah. Unfortunately, he passed away from cancer. I think it was like prostate cancer in like
Damn.
10, 15 years ago. But yeah, his brother like had some crazy stories about Charles and all that. This is a good time.
I want to say real quick why I feel like the Steve Young being, the most successful cover is not that surprising, is because before like the modern day of quarterback, numbers being like a lot higher than in the past,
Yeah.
he was like the, career quarterback rating leader for,
Oh, yeah.
for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, unfortunately, like
Or
his
passer rating.
concussions just screwed him.
Yeah. I mean, and even when he did retire, he was, in his mid-30s, so it wasn't like he lost a lot of years of his career, but
I think he could have played.
he could have definitely played at least a few more.
Yeah.
At least a few.
I mean, that's
Force us into the Jeff Garcia, right?
he wasn't that bad until you
was
decided to
fine.
drink with 16-year-olds on a freeway.
Wait, Jeff,
I'll never forget. My mom was like, "I knew that was the face of a mother could only love." I was like, Jesus.
what's that even mean?
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Jeff Garcia
Yeah,
got
all of it.
drinking with 16-year-olds.
Yeah. It was decided like the freeway down in the South Bay.
What a dog.
Did he get a DUI too? Or something?
Yeah, he's not as worse as Donovan McNabb, but he's definitely up there.
Remember when Jeff Garcia took the Eagles to the playoffs?
Oh, man.
And they were like kind of good?
He was a good quarterback.
He was a good player. He made some Pro Bowls.
Scrappy.
There's so many things I want to say, but I just can't right now about Jeff Garcia.
He played for the Browns too. Go Browns.
He did play with the Browns, didn't he?
Browns.
Can I just say the Bills-Vikings game was the game of the year so far?
Hands down. I think that
Did you
was-
watch it?
I watched the first half.
Oh
Yes.
man, you missed all the best part.
You should have watched the second half.
Yeah, I should have rotated that.
You should have watched
I'm
like
an idiot.
you should have watched like the last 5 minutes of the fourth, and then
That's all you
overtime.
need, yeah.
Well, the worst part was I was at my girlfriend's house, and her dad's adamant about watching one game. He refuses to watch Red Zone. And as soon as he left the house, I was like, okay, he's running errand. turning to red zone. No, also I'm checking my phone. I'm like, oh shit, wrong choice.
Honestly, from the moment that Dalvin Cook had that like 80-yard touchdown run and on, the game was just nuts.
I want to say this is the best game that I've seen since the Bills played the Chiefs in the playoffs last year.
Pretty much. I mean, we haven't.
It kind of have the same vibe to it.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bills literally fumbled it on the goal line, and that's what
was bad.
kind of fucked them over. But this, I thought this was the best game that I've watched since that game in the playoffs.
I wasn't watching it live, but I don't know. It's such a tough choice to make because it's like you run the ball right there.
It's like, or do you just intentionally take a save? You don't.
Yeah,
you don't ever imagine fumbling a snap. Like that's the last thing on your mind. But
that's such a high stakes moment.
Right.
Well, because you get the safety and then you have to give them the ball back. And
Right.
Still
You don't. Yeah. You don't necessarily want it.
It's not guaranteed that. Like you're giving them points and they get the ball. It's tough.
And you're only gonna have a 2-point lead.
And I made the joke saying, hopefully they don't safety here, because because they were literally on the goal line.
Right.
And
then the worst thing happened.
It's just something you don't expect.
Yeah.
Something you don't expect. Also, I'm gonna give a shout out to Kirk Thuggins, Perk Cousins, Kirk Coupons, because he finally. I think this was the biggest win of Kirk Cousins' career. Could you?
I would
mean,
agree.
maybe the win on the road in the playoffs against the Saints was a pretty big one.
That was
years
big.
back. The only thing about this though that I feel like is being overlooked is that the Vikings, they actually did a lot of things to not win this game, if you think about it, because they had the goal to go situation the first time in the fourth quarter, and they ended up settling for a field goal, I believe it was.
Yeah.
And then, or no, that was when they got stopped, and then the Bills fumbled it and gave them a touchdown. And then later in overtime, they had another goal to go situation where they could have ended it, and then didn't score and had to settle for a field goal.
Yeah.
And then Dalvin Cook with that dropped fucking easy touchdown also.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm gonna not overly credit the Vikings on this one. I think the Bills,
Are you serious?
The Bills kind of gave them that game. They came back.
They did.
They
They
made it-
They gave them the game because they fumbled it when they should not have fumbled.
Right.
You guys are nuts. I think the Vikings really came through, and I think
They came back.
They have thick skin after that game. I think
I think it's a
the
win.
first time in a long time.
It's a win they needed, and I think this win's gonna go maybe not a long way, but to show that they can win big games against the good teams. They had their only loss is to the Eagles,
Right.
who are currently undefeated. It's looking close right now.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm not gonna give too much because I also feel like maybe the Bills are a tad overrated as well.
26-21 Commanders,
Oh boy.
and the Eagles have the ball on their own 20.
Wait, 26-21
Yep.
Commanders?
Yes.
Wow.
About 7:45 left.
That's wild.
I'm also gonna give a shout out to Patrick Peterson, who still plays for the Vikings.
Yeah,
and
couple
had
picks, right?
and had he had 2 picks.
Yeah.
And he had the game-winning one.
Right.
It's just Patrick Peterson was a bad boy back in the day for Arizona.
He was, yeah.
We agree with that.
Yes, he was amazing. But yeah, big game for him.
Yeah. The Colts beat the Raiders this week. With
Jeff Sunday.
Jeff Sunday finally.
Oh God.
Jeff Sunday
Can
won
we
his
just
first
all
game.
delete that name? Dude.
You don't like that name? Dude, Emerson and I were dying over that name last week. His fantasy name is now Jeff Sunday.
The whole thing is a joke.
Oh, him getting the job.
Do you want to give us a little, kind of like quick opinions?
Reggie Wayne, right? Wide receiver coach.
Yeah, I know this. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's wide receiver coach for the Colts.
He's a
right?
position. He's one of the.
He's been a position coach for a couple of years.
Yeah, it's just like, why would you ever bypass? Like, if you're gonna go Colts alumni from the Peyton Manning era, why not give Peyton a call? Because even Peyton.
Maybe they did.
No, because they pulled him on his show on Monday Night Football, and then he was gave the most neutral answer possible. I don't know exactly what.
But
he
Peyton
said.
has, since he retired, always said, "I don't have any interest in coaching."
Well,
I bet you he would be-
but
I bet you he would
they
be
called
coach.
him about the hire of Jeff Saturday. Or no, he found out about the hire of Jeff Saturday, and he was just like,
Yeah.
I can't believe that happened. So I think there's a lot
Everyone
of things
was
wrong with it. I
Yeah.
mean, minority stuff, all that.
Yeah.
Rooney Rule.
And if you're the Raiders, where do you go from here? You got Derek Carr crying post game from this kind of
Right. That's a bad.
Derek
bad
Carr
loss.
is so weak. I mean, I'm so sick of him.
Would you rather have Derek Carr or Jimmy G?
I would rather have Jimmy G. Jimmy G fucks with the G spot. I'd rather have my quarterback go in for the kill than just cry on the podium. I'd rather go up there and just smile.
I don't think I've seen anybody cry on the podium since Terrell Owens.
Yeah. I agree with that. I don't think so either.
And I'm not making fun of him for crying. I guess I kind of was, but you know, like if you're that,
You don't want to.
like you want somebody to be emotional, and I'm
Right.
okay with being emotional about it. But you just don't see a football player cry on the podium like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I like Derek Carr, but this year he's really. I mean, you give him his best weapon he's ever had. He's regressing. I think that's not a good thing.
And is Derek Carr crying crying not even on the inside, but crying because he knows this could be his last year with the Raiders?
Probably. I would bet that for sure.
Yeah, and I do want to take a step back here to acknowledge how tough it must be for Derek Carr, because I do want to recognize that he is a good player. He's a good quarterback.
He has been a good player.
He seems like a good dude, and he's a good player.
He's not getting it done this year.
Just
though.
like him on the Raiders, like it just sounds like a whining sob story, and he needs to go somewhere else.
Yeah. And it also sucks because he's like grew up a Raider fan. Like that's his team.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, he's from like
He's from Fresno.
He went to Fresno.
Yeah, Central Valley. Yeah.
Central California.
So it's just.
And he's always said that's like the only team he ever wants to play for. But if they don't want to have him next year, he's got more to give than just retiring.
Well,
yeah.
Who else are they on? I mean, what's their record?
They can maybe get.
They're two.
I've heard they might want to get C.J. Stroud out of Ohio State in the draft.
Yeah.
Wow. And then
Maybe.
Sean Payton.
Well, maybe Josh McDaniels wants his own guy.
Right.
I don't think Josh McDaniels is staying around. You lose to Jeff Saturday, like
I'm on the fence on it because I kind of feel that way too, but
getting rid of.
But like you just give up like that. Like it's not like to me where in Denver where Nathaniel Hackett looks like the worst coach on the planet. Like it's not good in the Raiders situation either. But
Nathaniel Hackjob.
Yeah, Nathaniel Hackjob has been terrible with a perceived better roster. I don't know if that's true or not, but yeah. How do you feel about the Niners right now, Arb?
How much time do you have? No, let it go. I'm just kidding.
So, yeah, since we got Kyle Shanahan, I mean, I feel incredibly well about them because I grew up in the era just like you, where it's like, okay.
But we have the worst coaches.
Well, yeah, there's that, and then we also grew up with Steve Mariucci.
Well,
we got like a tiny glimpse of hope, right? And then you get Jim Harbaugh for what was it, 4 or 5 years?
I think it was 4.
4 years.
The Jim Harbaugh years for me were terrible.
Man.
They were too good. They were really fucking good.
They were too good for us too. And then I remember being in like Danny's garage. It felt like we were in a bunker, like listening to like a war story. It was like Jed York on KNBR, and he was like trying to give like his excuses for getting rid of him. And I was just like,
dude,
oh
that was.
God. What are you talking about?
Jed York became my least favorite person after he fired Jim Harbaugh.
Man.
You can imagine I was very happy when Jim Harbaugh went to Michigan.
Yeah.
You also thought he was going to the Cowboys too, so.
You know, a white boy can help.
Still money.
You know what I mean?
And then we had Chip Kelly. No, we
Oh
had Jim Tom Sula.
Was he before Chip Kelly? Yeah, that's right. He was. Yeah.
You should have filled in for like the Papa Murphy
Tom Sula.
Papa John's dude. Like
Tom Sula was such a disaster.
Looked like a franchisee at Pizza Hut. Like
Yeah.
he looked like the biggest clown in the world. And then we got, by a miracle, Kyle Shanahan. Dude comes in with John Lynch, and yeah, they've drafted decently.
I feel like though I've talked to you about Shanahan, and you're always a little skeptical at times of him.
He's a big brain. I mean,
sometimes too big of a brain.
He overthinks everything.
I would 100% agree with that. Yeah.
You just need to dumb him down just a little bit more.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think he
needs
definitely
to play like shrooms or something.
In big situations he gets in his head a little bit. He
all the time.
He also this is sarcastic what I'm going to say, but I feel like he's afraid to blow somebody up because he's like going to hurt their feelings. He like doesn't know how to step on someone's throat.
He doesn't know how to throw the ball with Jimmy G.
Well, I mean,
or
Jimmy
trust the quarterback.
Jimmy G's also a liability at times. When you ask too much of him, things go bad. You can. I mean.
But when he came in, when Trey Lance got hurt.
I mean, he played great.
Yeah, he was just letting it.
He's the reason why you guys. He's the reason why you guys' season's even salvageable.
He definitely helped steady the ship, because if we kept going with Trey Lance, if he was healthy, I don't think we'd be 5-4. I really don't.
You think it'd be better or worse?
Worse.
Really?
Wow.
I mean, I don't think it's
I
that
mean,
crazy.
but-
He's a rookie.
So you think he's a bust?
I don't think he's a bust. I just think he has a lot of developing to do.
Yeah, he needs to learn.
And it would be kind of a shitty year to waste on the talent. I mean, if Trey Lance was still playing quarterback and he was only being average at best, we wouldn't have made the McCaffrey trade. I think that would have been a waste because you'd want to continue to build for the future. If you're going to continue to play with Trey Lance as the guy. But.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the Christian McCaffrey trade's interesting too because I kind of feel like Kyle Shanahan and John Lynch are starting to see what's to come. I mean, John Lynch got the Amazon offer, millions and they're gonna come after him. I mean, Herbstreit is awful.
You think so?
I disagree.
Really? I like Kirk Herbstreit.
Yeah,
I
you definitely
love
don't watch
him.
college football.
Yeah,
No,
exactly.
I do love him on college football, but like him and Al Michaels, the
Really?
chemistry is just off.
Well, it's the first year. It's the first half year of them doing it.
I can't say that I've sat down and watched a game and listened to it, but I feel like the snippets that I've heard, I feel like they're good. But that's just me.
But that's also them just bullshitting in the middle of a
And
terrible
isn't that-
game.
I disagree with you on that because I think they're both good, but it's fine.
No, I think they're both good independently, and it's just I think we need someone solely to come in and do their own thing. Like John Lynch and Al Michaels might be good. We need someone to keep Al Michaels on the guardrails.
Do you not like John Lynch as a GM?
No, I do like him as a GM. I think Kyle is actually the one that Solomon Thomas and then Mike Glinchey, those two picks.
Those have been flops.
You can't win them all. Even Belichick doesn't win them all.
Tell me a Raiders first round draft pick that's been good in recent years.
Oh man.
Exactly. So we're doing better than
Derek
that.
Carr
We got Nick Bosa.
Derek Carr wasn't the first round pick.
No.
God, what was the defensive end that they picked?
Derek Carr's like 30 years old.
Yeah, Derek Carr came
That was
from,
a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like two
Like
regimes
Reggie,
ago.
whatever.
How are these beers? Are they good?
They're different. They're malty. So think almost like a stout. That was better than I thought it would be, but not what I was looking for at the same time.
But yeah, I mean, to answer your question, I feel good about the Niners. It's just I don't know. They got to play their game, figure things out.
I feel like there's still this team, even for this season, is a work in progress. Not even just overall as a franchise.
Well, yeah. I mean, how many catches does Kittle have? He's been
He hasn't been-
non-existent.
he's not-
He was not good last night, but the past couple games he's been right.
He's been better, yeah. I don't know if George Kittle is that type of player, at least not anymore, where you can expect 80 catches from him.
He's not gonna be. He's never gonna be.
He's going to be a threat, sure.
Yeah.
He's a great blocker, of course, but I don't think
He's
he's
not even 30. He's I think he's 28.
But he's also injury prone, and I think that's taken some mileage off of him.
Really?
Yeah.
You think he's more of a mileage thing and not?
Yeah, I mean, I think he's a threat out there. He's certainly a weapon, but he's not he's you compare him to Travis Kelce, who was the creme de la creme of receiving tight ends. Kelce creates way more space
Oh yeah.
on his route running than Kittle does. Kittle's just a more all around tight end,
I don't know.
which I like that for him.
It
I
just
like that
pained
about
me
him.
into think of Justin Herbert on the Niners.
Yeah.
You need a beer?
Yeah.
Yeah, you need
You
something.
want the Pliny? You want this? I didn't drink. I didn't drink.
Pliny
You
or
Pliny? Okay.
IPA.
All right.
Some sort.
Emerson, did you really buy
It's in the Whole Foods.
a McCaffrey jersey last night? Did you? Tell him.
Maybe.
Did you really?
Yeah, why not?
Is he sticking at 23? Is it 22 now?
He's 23.
Yeah.
So you're gonna wait till.
Oh, I didn't even think about it because Jeff Wilson's gone. He could be 22. But no, I think he'll probably ride with 23.
You
Well-
texted me last night.
You have a sports podcast and your dude might just change jerseys like that? Why not buy a Bosa jersey?
You know that I am a Stanford football fan, right?
That's why he's getting a McCaffrey jersey.
No,
That's why
I
he.
know that.
That's why he
Well,
bought.
I
a
know
McCaffrey
that, but if you buy a 23 and he switches to 22, that's gonna.
I don't think he's going to, though. I'd be a little surprised if he did. It would be pretty hard if he went to 5, though, next year. But obviously Trey Lance is number 5, so.
He's not gonna work. Trey Lance is gonna have 5 until he's not 9.
Was he 5
Yeah.
in Stanford?
So the one I got, it's not the one I really wanted, but it's still pretty good.
So you didn't get the OG, the.
You're going to have to wait and see.
So do you think the 49ers?
It was a good deal, too.
You think the
$100.
49ers overpaid or underpaid?
You got a white one, didn't you?
I'm not telling you.
Fuck yeah. When's it coming?
Hopefully by next episode.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll definitely rock it on the next one. Overpay or underpay? I think they paid just the right amount.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have to give up a first rounder, which they obviously didn't have one this coming year. But you knew you would have to give up something decent to get him. And just a bunch of mid-round draft picks, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I mean, F them picks, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's where the Niners are. I mean, I feel like we have to go all in right now.
And the Niners have never really... A lot of the teams that have won in recent years have made a pretty solid trade or been willing to sacrifice draft picks.
Yeah.
So I think the Niners have never really done that, so might as well just do it once.
Well, Emmanuel
Other than the Trey
Sanders.
Lance trade. But,
Emmanuel Sanders.
but they didn't. I don't think they gave up anything super valuable
I
for
think
him.
it was a third,
Yeah.
second or a third.
Yeah, maybe a second, but I was thinking third or fourth.
Yeah, I mean, that should have brought us over the top, but the beauty of Patrick Mahomes, have we talked about our bet back in the day?
You should. You guys already have boners.
I can't
over
remember if we.
Niners.
I want to say we have mentioned it on the show in the past, but
I wanna say we have.
it's not been recent.
Oh, yeah, well.
That bet happened before we had this podcast.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had Patrick Mahomes that year in fantasy football. And George Kittle, mind you, when he had his breakout season.
Nice.
Yeah. So I bet Emerson $500.
Just 500. Yeah.
$500 that Patrick Mahomes would win a Super
At
Bowl.
least it just only had to win one in his career.
One.
And so far, he has just one.
But
That is true. Yeah.
preface it this way: we made this bet like 3 weeks into Patrick Mahomes' career as a starter. Right.
But it was the year that he won the Super Bowl.
Correct.
Or no,
No, it was not.
it was the next
He
year.
won it the
next
year
year,
after
yeah.
against our 49ers,
Yes.
which
But
made
it
it
was
sting
the
even
year
worse.
that he set the all-time passing touchdown.
Well, he threw like 50 touchdown passes or something like that, and just had a monster
So
season.
I probably
One
asked
MVP.
you, but so for that Super Bowl, I know as a fan when you guys play the Chiefs, you want the Niners to win regardless.
Yeah.
But in the back of your mind, are you thinking, wait, even if it's kind of almost a win-win because you get $500 even if the Niners lose.
Oh, he was definitely in a win-win situation.
But did you think that? Like you didn't want the 500 because you probably want your team to win the Super Bowl. I hope.
So when the Niners lost the first Super Bowl, I'm not gonna lie.
I was
on my porch and cried.
I was here for that. I was here.
I cried. This one kept me from not crying because I was like, "Well, Austin, you get $500."
How many more of those?
So, in that regard, definitely did help. But
I was at this house watching it with you, the Super Bowl against the Ravens.
yeah, that sucked.
But answer my question about the Niner one or the Chiefs one.
Yeah.
Were you wanted them to win, but were you kind of thinking, well, like when they lost, were you thinking, well, I get $500?
I mean that again. I mean that was the only reason why I did not start crying.
But you can also think of it this way: he didn't have to win that one for him to get $500. It could have been any year.
Well, that's true too.
It's like when you're about to get a boner and you gotta like say like Michael Jackson, like whatever. It's like,
You're so
you just-
bad. You're
What?
So bad.
I didn't want to cry in front of people, so I'm like,
Talking about boners,
$500.
Do you know that I was with him during that Super Bowl, and he was almost like you crying, like he was.
That was not that.
No. You sat down though, and you like had hands on the
As
knees.
Emerson rubs his eye.
We were watching at fucking Roach's place.
Yeah.
And
Part of that day that sucked for me is that I got like this much sleep the night before, and
we partied.
yeah, we partied. We're hungover, zero sleep, and had to power through that game and watch them just lose in terrible fashion.
Well, it was like what 3rd and 16. Patrick Mahomes just stupid.
Oh yeah, after Nick Bosa's getting murdered and
my
almost
God.
gets to him,
Fucking save it. He got held, but save it. They didn't call it.
and then he just throws up this prayer.
He's running back 15 yards,
Yeah.
throws it 60.
Yeah, he does the good old Brett Favre.
Yeah.
And Tyreek Hill. Oh, who's wide open?
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill. Shocker.
Yeah, you might want to cover
Oh,
87,
man,
but you might want to cover number 10 back then.
The other thing too, I mean, Jimmy G missed Emmanuel Sanders wide open.
That
Oh,
has
you forgot about that?
I didn't. That has to be the play you guys had to think about forever.
I mean, it sucked, but it wouldn't have guaranteed a win.
Was the
It would not
overthrow,
guarantee.
is the overthrow hurt more than the 3rd and 16 play?
To me, the 3rd and 16 was the
Yeah,
worst.
that was by far the worst.
Just because he just chucks it and the dude just happens to be wide open.
Because if he gets even if let's say it's incompletion, it's 4th and 16, and they have to go for it, right? I forget what the
They were
time
down by
is.
10, and there was like 7 minutes left, I believe. So it's not necessarily
It's
they
like-
have to.
Yeah, 7 or 9 minutes, something
Yeah.
like that.
So you don't think they would have went for it? In that
Not necessarily.
Okay.
Especially being 3rd and 15, whatever, or 4th and 15, whatever it was.
Yeah. Trying to pin him back and do that.
Oh no! I mean, after facing Patrick Mahomes or just watching his career, I think at the time the 3rd and 16 hurt more. But now watching his career, it's just like, dude, that's Patrick Mahomes. He's gonna make
He's
that.
just badass, yeah.
But
And he owns the Niners right now.
Jimmy and G, like missing that throw, that's the one thing we could have controlled.
So I'm gonna put a little. I'm gonna put a tight bow on the Niners talk because I have to talk about my Cowboys a little bit.
Do we?
I kind of don't want to, but we have to. Do you think? I'm gonna ask you a quick question. Do you think the Niners are going to the Super Bowl this year? In your heart, being a try not to be a biased fan, do you think the Niners have what it takes and will make it to the Super Bowl?
I do. I'm just overwhelmed by I think Kyle Shanahan's thought process right now because you have like all these different tools like in your toolkit. This is probably a dream come true for him. I think you might overthink and totally blow it up in his face, or it's just going to be a total hot rod going into the playoffs, and we're just going to cruise to the Super Bowl.
So yes or no, will they go to the Super Bowl?
I think they will, but it's going to be quite a bumpy road.
Is that a bold,
It's not-
bold
it's
prediction? No.
No, because I think they definitely can.
Okay.
I don't think they will, but I think they can.
I think it's going to be a bumpy road.
Yeah.
They got to figure some stuff out.
So my Cowboys, man, they were up 28-14 on the hated Packers. I gotta say, I'm gonna rank my most hated football teams right now. Niners 1, Eagles 2. Actually, no, Niners 1. I'm putting the Packers at 2 now.
Above the Eagles.
I think so. I do not like the Green Bay Packers at all.
Until the Eagles beat the Cowboys in the NFC Championship game.
No. it's okay. So 2 and 3 is pretty tough for me. Eagles, Green
Packers
Bay.
are up there.
But the top 3 easily is Niners, Eagles, and Packers
in some sort of
in some sort of order. This one just hurts.
What about the Eli Manning Giants?
I never really.
No.
I rooted for those teams against the
It's true.
Patriots. I don't-
Eli Manning is so not threatening.
I didn't want the Patriots to win, so I was rooting for the Giants
Fair.
both those Super Bowls.
Okay.
It was 28-14 at one point, and you know what Emerson asked me? He asked me, "Can you taste it yet?" Referring to the 2-11. Also, Gage's guarantees for the season. Another nice bow. I was 2 for 2. It's not too bad.
2 for 4. Well, 2 and 2.
Well, 2 and 2. Thank you. 2 and 2. So the Packers ended up winning in overtime, 31-28. I don't know what Mike McCarthy's doing. I think was he in on this game? I can't prove it, but who knows? Why do you go for it? Kick the field goal. Brett Maher has been one of the best Cowboys field goal kickers
It's
in
my
the past
fantasy.
in the past few years. He's probably been the best consistent Cowboys kicker since Dan Bailey. Dan Bailey, who I
Dan the
wish
man.
was still kicking for the Cowboys because he was great.
I bet
He
you
really
did.
was.
I bet you, Dave.
He's retired.
He wasn't the Vikings. I don't think he is anymore, but he probably retired.
No, he's gone. Yeah, he's played a couple
The
years.
Packers have won 9 out of the last 10 games against the Cowboys.
Damn.
Dating back to when? Like
I mean,
Brett Favre?
I don't know. I would say it's
Because they don't play every year.
I would say it's probably the Aaron Rodgers era.
Might be. Oh yeah, probably. Yeah.
And so
French.
I'm officially saying it now. The Cowboys, as of right now, it could change. They are not true contenders. They will not beat the Vikings this week. I'm not going to put a guarantee. They're not going to beat the Vikings.
I would agree with that.
They would not beat the Bills if they played them in the Super Bowl or in the regular season. They would not beat the Chiefs if they played in the Super Bowl or the regular season. I don't think they're going to beat the Eagles again, even though the Eagles were just losing 26-21 with about 40
Yeah,
seconds
we're gonna.
left.
Oh, 40?
40? Wow.
So it says, right now on my ESPN app, it says end of 4th, Commanders 32, Eagles 21.
Oh shit.
So I think the game's over.
Yeah,
The Eagles
I think so.
have the first loss of the season to the Commanders.
Nice.
There
Wow.
it is.
Cry Eagles cry. Sorry about it, Moffitt.
Damn. Wonder
Just-
how the Dolphins players felt tonight, or how many of them actually stay up for this. Still.
Dolphins?
Yeah. Well, not Dolphins fans, but the.
I understand.
72 team.
Yeah.
70
Oh,
the
well,
17
undefeated
team.
team.
They're gonna pop.
Yeah.
They're popping a bottle of champagne tonight because
Yeah.
the Eagles lost.
Good call. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I mean they were like pretty close. I mean, it's not often that you get a team that goes almost 9-0, 10-0.
Well, it's going to be even harder now because they're adding an extra game, which means you have to win an extra game, and you got to win
Yeah.
playoff games
Right.
and all that. Because I think
Yeah.
when the think when the Dolphins won, they won
They won-
14.
They won 17 total. Yeah.
14 of the 3 games in the playoffs,
Right.
yeah. Going back to my Cowboys, they're not contenders right now. Dak Prescott did not play well when he needed to. He might have in the first half of the game, but he didn't play when he needed to. The defense did not play up to par as they've been playing all season. You have
Especially in the second
You have the
half.
Cowboys defense on your fantasy team.
I
You know.
do. I mean, Diggs on that team is amazing.
He's a ball hawk.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
Micah Parsons.
He's
we all know Micah Parsons.
him and
he's
Lawrence.
the poster child of that defense.
It pains me to say this, but Steven Jones, yeah, he's actually really good. At
He
drafting.
is. Dude, Jerry, let your son take over the team.
Right.
I've said this many times.
Yeah.
But the Cowboys right now, they're not contenders. They might be they're a top 10 team, but they're not.
I just need a coach that can, like, you know.
I feel like Mike McCarthy's just very vanilla. You know?
He is vanilla, and I almost applaud him to an extent for going for it, because I think he wanted to win the game.
Right.
But when you're, just take the points if you can. And it would have been a long field goal, and it's not a guarantee he hits it from like 55. or
Right.
whatever. But it was a tough loss, because part of me wanted to drink a 2-11 and the Cowboys won this game.
Right.
Because I hate losing to the Packers. The Cowboys always lose to the Packers.
Right.
They always do.
I think the
They're just
concerning part that I would think about if I was a Cowboys fan is that it just feels like a typical Cowboys loss.
Yeah.
Right. Not to beat the dead horse, but every year that they seem like they're got something going for them, they have one of these kind of losses, and it kind of derails.
And and there's more games. I think they're 6-3 now, 6-4. I think they're 6-3. 6-3. Play the Vikings. Like I said, I think it's gonna be a loss. 6-4. Did it help the Eagles lost tonight when it comes to division? I don't think they can win the division.
Still only 2 games out, but
the Giants are also 7-2, so they have to worry about the Giants. Right now, they're third in the division.
Damn.
I think just making the playoffs is because, I mean, winning the division doesn't really matter anymore, other than it gets you home field advantage for the first game.
This loss yesterday was so bad. It felt like it was the playoffs. Like I literally had PTSD of the Cowboys losing to the Packers in the playoffs.
Well, who do you guys play after the Vikings?
It's a good question. I don't know off the top of my head.
Because this does sound like a classic Cowboys downfall.
Just
It kinda does.
mid-season fall apart. Yeah.
And we play the Giants after them. I think on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah,
On
you guys.
Thanksgiving.
So what?
Oh,
you
that's a
guys would be-
Thanksgiving game. Wow.
Oh wow.
There you go.
Wow.
We could lose the next 2 games. I don't think that's far fetched.
Maybe 6-5.
Could be 6-5. We play
Six and-
then we play Jeff Sunday's Colts after that, which I don't think.
And they're on fire right now.
So here's this. So we have the Vikings.
Yeah.
Vikings Giants
You get
next.
6-6.
No, Vikings Giants next. Tough.
Yeah.
Then we got the Colts, Texans, Jags.
So those are 3 very winnable games.
And then the Eagles, then the Titans, then the Commanders.
That's 3 tougher games.
Three tougher games.
They got the work. I mean,
The work's cut
the
out.
thing that they have in their favor is the NFC is a complete mix. You don't know what any team is going to do any week.
Yeah, Washington. So the Commanders went final.
You guys,
They
just,
beat the Eagles.
you are right, Gage. I mean, you guys just need Sean Payton to come in.
Well, yeah.
I predicted that a couple years ago,
It is a
or a
bold,
year ago.
It's a bold prediction of his that Sean Payton will be the coach.
Yeah.
Man,
And
he's so
He
great.
coached for the He
He
coached
would-
for the Cowboys.
Offensive coordinator, yeah.
Yeah. Dude,
Yeah,
that would
I
be-
mean-
I would be so happy if that was the case. I would be ecstatic.
I hope he's just washed up as fuck.
Also, wouldn't surprise me knowing the Cowboys.
What about Tony Romo?
No.
Hey,
He
go against-
calls every play on the.
Well,
before it
interim
happens.
coach against Jeff Saturday.
You know how many times I've watched, like, heard Tony
They
Romo?
can do snaps before the game together.
You're stupid.
You know how many times I've told myself, if Tony Romo knows what's going on, why don't the fucking coaches who are in the game watching this happen? It doesn't make any sense to me.
Because they don't have the telestrator.
No, it's not. Like, Tony can call it, but how come the coaches don't have any idea what the hell's going on? Or the defense?
No, I know Tony Romo can seriously call it just before the play.
But he's
Him and-
I feel like it's different when you're watching it from the booth than from the sideline.
Yeah, you might be right.
I don't know. Jim Nance has been doing it for so long, and every time Tony Romo does something, he's just blown away.
Yeah, I know.
You know what, Emerson?
You can't
You know
believe
what,
it.
Emerson? You are absolutely right. You know why? Because Tony Romo couldn't fucking do that when he played for the Cowboys.
It's different.
You are right.
It's different.
And he
100%.
fumbled everything. He fumbled
Yeah.
balls left and right.
Yes, he did. He's kind of like, what was that? Who was the Niners punt returner who fumbled it against the Giants?
Kyle Williams?
Yes,
Fuck
thank
you.
Yeah, so he fumbled it too. So
Damn, throwing
Pardon my
daggers.
French.
Just
We
one-
were
just
throwing
one-
daggers.
just wanted to make sure.
Two fumbles against
same
the
game,
Giants. Muddy candlestick.
I was also here for that game too.
Oh man, that was actually worse because at least during the Super Bowl we had the blackout, but like this one,
Yeah, that was Roger Goodell
the
pulling
ball-
strings.
We got to make this game more interesting. Something weird's got to happen.
Yeah, I mean that.
Well, I mean, we would have just lost to Tom Brady and the Patriots that year anyway, so that's just one Super Bowl loss taken off our.
So you guys, you would have been.
No, Eli won that year.
I'm saying that we would have lost to the Patriots.
I don't think so.
Alex Smith, Tom Brady.
Our defense that year, Alden, Justin Smith,
It was good. It was good. Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
Alden
Eli.
Smith and Justin Smith.
It didn't happen.
We didn't have that Eli magic though.
It's true. It's true. Eli had him mentally.
He did. He's like, who's that goober across the way? I think I'm drunk.
That's all I have on the Cowboys. That's all I really want to talk about until next week when they lose again. Then I'll be sad again.
Dun-dun-dun.
So, and I think that concludes our NFL segment,
Yes, it does.
which was very long.
Do you want to talk about the NBA right
Yes.
now? Go ahead.
No,
Talk to yourself.
Well, first I want to talk about the Warriors' new jerseys or their City Connect jerseys.
Sure.
Or no, they don't call it City Connect.
They're
It's
City
women's-
Edition.
It's
City Edition.
women's rights
Yeah.
jerseys. Are you educated on it?
I am. I was going to mention because I was originally.
You know who his girlfriend is?
Devin Wallace.
Yeah, there you go.
He doesn't really know her though,
Okay.
or he doesn't really know her.
I know of
No.
her.
So I was gonna do a what's worse segment with these jerseys, but then I had to read about what it's all about. And it's pretty much about women's suffrage. Do you know what women's suffrage is?
Their ability to vote.
Thank you. Some
Not
people-
them suffering.
Not them suffering. Yes.
I mean, it is them suffering in a way, but
So
I thought it was suffering through pregnancy.
so the big rose on the front symbolizes women's suffrage, like I said. And I
what
think
did you just do right there?
It covers the crotch.
Okay,
The
enough.
rose is like this big, and it covers the crotch.
Yeah, you're
Am I wrong?
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I like
And
it.
I had to mention it because I was gonna, like I said, I was gonna do what's worse. It would have been really bad if I did, because it's the jersey symbolizes something good.
I think we can be realistic about it. The jerseys, if they're untucked, they're ugly.
They are
They
not.
fucked
good.
them up.
They're not good looking.
They made a mistake on them. Let's just put it that way.
But when they're tucked, they're clean.
They are.
I'm a guy who likes black clothing or any kind of like black apparel.
Sure.
So when they're tucked in, they're fine.
Yeah.
But the rose, not great.
I'm sorry, I just noticed your jacket.
I mean,
You said.
That was the first thing I noticed. It was like, is this Al Michaels coming over?
hey, I unzip it. It's a ABC Sports on the inside. It's a reversible.
Okay, we'll save it for last call.
Okay.
But I'm sorry, I just noticed it.
I was waiting for you. I thought
I'm
it'd be the first thing you
really
noticed.
sorry.
It's okay.
I'm really sorry. Anyway,
Also, the
back
Nets.
to Warriors.
The Nets hired Jack Vaughn as their head coach.
Jacques.
It's not or Jacques.
Yes, Jack Vaughn.
I fucked it up, of course. It's not Ime Udoka, who we all thought,
Yeah.
and they didn't say it's an interim thing.
He was interim and now he's got the tag removed. He's
Jacques Vaughn.
Jacques
Vaughn. That's a
He's French. He's our boy.
That's a clean name. Congrats to him. Who knows if Ime Udoka will be the coach of the Nets in the future? Who knows?
The Nets have been playing well since he became the guy too. So
Well,
Or better,
and,
better.
and since they benched Kyrie, I think that's more of the story.
I don't think they benched Kyrie. I think they suspended him.
Kyrie kind of benched
He
himself.
benched himself.
Yeah, we'll
So-
get into that.
So congrats
Dumbass.
to Jacques.
Jacques.
And so you said this earlier. Who did the Warriors play last night?
The Kings. Yeah.
And
Their
the
ass kids.
and the King. No,
126.
It
The
was
Warriors
120
did what they've been really good at.
122 to 115 wasn't an
Yeah,
ass
it's-
kicking.
The Warriors were winning for a lot of this game too, if I'm not mistaken.
Kings beat the Warriors, and that's not happening all the time. I
It's
had
a
to mention
backwards
it.
hat take here.
Okay, Colin.
And you know what I say to that? Light the beam, baby. Light it.
Hey, I'm glad you guys won something.
When we go to a Kings game and they win, we're gonna see that beam. We're gonna be like, you know what?
I'll root for the beam.
Hell yeah, you will. Hell yeah, you will.
Their stadium's actually not that bad. Like
I heard it's really
Have you
nice.
been there?
yeah, it is really nice.
You
Yeah.
been there?
Yeah. Well, I went there for a concert, but
Who'd you see?
yeah, I saw Joe Rogan. Which,
I thought you were gonna say something like the Spice Girls.
no,
Someone you didn't want to admit.
I'd almost have more respect for that.
you know.
Joe Rogan's funny.
He is fine.
a mixed bag.
He's pretty good. He's pretty funny at UFC without even trying.
Oh, right, yeah.
Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt. Yeah. Hold me back.
Yeah, he's great.
Emerson, what time is it?
I don't know. I don't have anything to hit.
Well,
It's time for last call.
I did want to talk about the Warriors.
We can talk about the Warriors right now. It's last call.
Okay.
Are you concerned?
I mean, I'm kind of wondering, did they pull the trigger on trading their bench? Like Wiseman, Kuminga, Moody,
That has been kind of floated.
and then draft picks for, a starter and maybe 2 backup players?
They don't need more starters. Their starting lineup is who you got. Like who are you gonna get better to replace whoever's in the lineup?
man. Like, he just needs someone to come out.
They are just not, to me, a very cohesive second unit right now as far as the bench goes.
Yeah,
I think they need to find some chemistry, find some rotations, and that's what Steve Kerr is doing.
that's
He's trying a lot.
That's my gut feel too. It's not a year where I think we'll actually end up the year better than we were last year.
There's very possible
Where
that
were
we'll
we?
finish
Second
better.
seed?
I think
Or
we ended up being
sixth
the
seed?
third seed last year. But the
That
Warriors
was-
got off to an amazing start last year, being like 18-2 or whatever
Yeah.
they were. And
Last year?
Yeah. Yeah, they got off to an unbelievable start with that play, and then they
Oh yeah, that's
they
right.
kind of faded down the stretch, and yeah, and,
It totally fell apart.
yeah. But hey, they won the championship, so no one remembers that.
No.
It's all about the playoffs. But I mean, them being 0-7 on the road is odd.
Yeah.
It's just
To say
not,
the
it
least.
doesn't seem like a Steve Kerr thing,
Right.
or a Steve Kerr coach thing to do.
Right. And it does seem like there's a lot of experimenting going on. James Wiseman has been a huge disappointment this year. I don't know why they haven't given Kuminga more minutes. Moody has kind of fallen out of the rotation as well. But yeah,
I thought they were going to be the next big 3.
that's what the hope is, but nothing's ever guaranteed with
Yeah.
these players,
I mean, they just look so promising.
I like Kuminga as a future possible star. Moody, I feel like he's a role player for most of his career. Wiseman, I'm not sure about Wiseman. I don't know how he fits on the Warriors going forward.
I mean,
He's just a little awkward out there on the court.
that's unfortunately the messed up thing about getting hurt in college.
Right.
It's just you can't get those reps back.
Well,
And him getting hurt
he only
last year.
played a few games. Did he play any games in college?
He played 3 games.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, his situation is difficult, but they picked up his option for next year, so he's going to be here next year, barring a trade. And same with Moody and Kuminga.
Yeah.
I'm just I think it was too easy to think the Warriors would just be good again because of the main 6 guys that they have.
Well, yeah, and then Clay's got to figure his shit out too.
Clay's been terrible. There's no question about that. But the biggest thing is that the guys that they replaced, Gary Payton left, who was a key contributor on the team. Otto Porter left, key contributor, and then you had even Damian Lee and Juan Toscano who knew the system, and they could maybe be better than the guys that are here now. Because DiVincenzo has been hurt and ineffective, and same with Jermichael Green has been terrible as well.
Yeah.
They just haven't filled in those roles very well.
They'll come around now.
I'd like to think so, but they got some work to do, big time.
Luckily, they have a good amount of season to do the work.
Right.
So.
Well.
But yeah, the young guys is an interesting situation for sure, because this is the time where they should be stepping up, and it doesn't look like they're getting that opportunity to.
I haven't watched enough of their games to really have a strong opinion on it, but I would like to think it's just they need more time, like you said, to get acclimated and
Right.
more chemistry.
Yeah,
So.
and figure out those rotations, because even though they want to develop those guys, they're still in a championship window with Steph Curry and the rest of the game. So
Absolutely.
you got to think about that as well. It's a weird thing. People are bashing them, I feel like, on social media and stuff about how they're managing the team, but you just got to kind of ride with it. The NBA regular season is so long.
And you have Steve Kerr. I mean,
People hate Steve Kerr. It's crazy to think that, but people hate Steve Kerr.
I don't understand.
Who? People all over the internet hate Steve Kerr.
They must not be.
What kind of like?
They must not be Warriors fans.
Yeah. What
Twitter-
Kind of platforms
What
are
Warriors
there?
fan could hate Steve Kerr? There's no way.
There are Warriors fans out there that think
How?
he's stupid.
That is
It's mind-blowing,
That's
right?
the dumbest thing I've heard. All
I go on,
You
so
taking names?
I mean, I don't know their names because they got a fucking handle in front of it, but on Twitter and on Pro Trade Rumors is the app that I read comments on, and people shit on Steve Kerr all the time.
Well, those people are trolls.
Yeah.
But they try to like use their facts that they or try to bring to the table against them. I'm like, you guys are just overthinking this way too much.
Well, they're stretching.
Yeah.
The guy,
It's such a garbage take. I mean,
but that does seem like a very garbage take.
Right.
It's not. It's,
And that's how I feel. But I'm just reading this. I'm like, really? I mean, and the results are not good so far this year. So I guess I have something behind it. But
I mean, what was LeBron's Miami Heat the first year? They were all together. They were 18-18.
oh yeah, they were not.
And then
yeah.
they turned it around.
Yeah, they figured it out.
still
Yeah.
lost.
I
Still
mean,
lost
I know
still
they
lost the
lost,
championship. Still lost the
but
championship. But yeah.
They got it
I'm
together.
just saying, like, it takes a while to establish
No,
chemistry.
it's
So
not easy.
I think the difference though is the core of this Warriors team has been together for a
I
while.
can't believe there's Warriors fans that don't like Steve Kerr.
Don't even know if I could even consider them Warriors fans. I think they're just like people that think they are.
Trolls.
They're just
Yeah.
fucking stupid.
Absolute trolls.
I mean, I am incredibly thankful for Steve Kerr. I
Oh,
would put
God,
him
are you
up
kidding me?
into the Mount Rushmore easily, like next to Bill Walsh. Like, he's not gonna beat Bill Walsh, but like, who is better than Steve Kerr?
He's won the same amount of championships as
Bochy?
Bill Walsh.
Bochy.
Bochy would be up there. Baseball's different though. Baseball's different.
So if we had to rank him, Bill Walsh, Steve Kerr, Bruce Bochy.
Yeah.
How do you rank those three?
I think Walsh because he turned around a franchise that was kind of a dumpster before he came to the Niners.
Oh yeah, it was awful.
They were shit, and
Yeah.
he literally just used a system and a third round draft pick quarterback to turn them into a dynasty for like
Yeah.
15 years.
Yeah.
Turned him into the greatest quarterback of all
Right.
time for about 30 years
Right.
until Tom Brady rolled around.
I would actually say what Bochy did with the Giants is probably maybe even more impressive than what Kerr has done with the Warriors, because the Warriors had talented players
Yeah.
before he came. He just and that's another funny thing though, is that I think a lot of Warriors fans forget that Mark Jackson was the coach of this team, and he did.
Did he draft all these players?
Well, I mean, he's not the one who drafts them,
But he
He did.
But he
build
did-
him up. He hyped him up.
he hyped him up. But he also didn't do nearly what Steve Kerr has done with
No.
the Warriors.
Yeah, no, he did. I think he gave
With
him
a
a little
lot of
bit of
good players.
like raw, like, you know,
He
just
was-
confidence.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that, but I think the Warriors front office knew that he wasn't going to take him any further
Yeah.
than just that, you know.
I remember you telling me that because, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, like, you know, basketball isn't my forte,
Yeah.
and yeah, you definitely told me when they hired Steve Kerr, because it's like, why get rid of Mark Jackson? He's
I was
already
confused about it
doing
too.
well.
I was confused about it too, but
Like, Steve Kerr's an NBA analyst. He works for TNT, but yeah, I mean,
So it's,
No
all, it's
brainer now.
all hindsight.
right,
Hindsight's always 20/20.
right, yeah. But Steve Kerr has implemented a system in which they play on offense mostly.
I'll tell you this.
That is so much better than anything
If
right
Steve Kerr took that Knicks job, he would not have nearly the success that he does.
now.
yeah, he would not get it, like.
He probably would have been fired within 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, you take the next job, you're done.
And that's because the Knicks are the Knicks.
And the owner needs to sell effing team.
You got to give it to Steve Kerr to see the talent and be like, I want to coach this team and develop these guys to
Right.
be what I think
And
they
put
can
them
be.
and put them in the positions that I want to put them in, because I think they're going to be more successful.
And I don't even think Steve Kerr would have admitted back then that he would have imagined what, Draymond, Clay, and Steph could have been now.
Right.
I don't even think.
I think he drooled over the fact that he could have Clay and Steph together because of their unique abilities to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
But I think that everyone around him probably not.
And Steve Kerr knows shooters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
sure.
he's a shooter. He knows
Yeah.
shooters.
You don't think he took the job knowing they might be this great?
How
I don't
can
know.
you guess that?
Yeah, I don't know that he. I think the heights that they've reached, he probably couldn't imagine.
Steph Curry was a guy who had ankle problems up until that point.
Right.
Klay Thompson wasn't really
Yeah, it is so.
was a good player, and Draymond Green,
Although
underdeveloped.
I think Steph's injury history before that was a little overstated because he really only missed games in one season.
Yeah.
But you're right. He did have some injuries.
Steve Kerr did not even imagine he'd be a 4-time champion coach by
Probably
this point when he first started. I don't think so. I don't think he has that kind of ego. I think ideally he thinks I want to win every year,
Yeah.
but that's not attainable.
I think he stepped in there intending to make the team better, for sure.
I don't think he thought to himself, if you were to tell me every year my team makes the playoffs, we go to the finals, I don't think he would have thought that. Because that's the truth about the Warriors. When they go to the playoffs, they go to the finals.
Yep.
He's not
Have you been to a playoff game?
No.
Have you?
The thing for me about basketball is that you can get such a great seat on your couch with the TV view rather than paying like $500 to sit super far away inside the arena, But it would be great for the atmosphere side of things.
Yeah.
Because being inside a place, different than, a stadium like outdoors is great. You can still have a good time there, but in the arena, that went to a Sharks playoff game. That was a lot of fun. That's indoors.
Well, hockey's different.
Yeah.
Like we said, hockey's different.
Hockey is different.
All right. So what do we do for last call?
It's kind of where you bring up anything minor that you want to just get out there before you shut it down.
It's something. It's something kind of unrelated to what we've talked about.
Just the general topics. Yeah, something off base.
So what do you have, Phil? I have a couple things, but I think
I just want to mention that the rookies of the year for Major League Baseball were announced today. American League Rookie of the Year, Julio Rodriguez, no surprise there. And then National League Rookie of the Year, Michael Harris II, center fielder for the
Julio
Braves.
Rodriguez plays for the Mariners.
Yep. Stud. He was like a super prospect coming up this year.
Michael Harris plays for
The Atlanta Braves,
Yes.
center fielder as well. So two center fielders.
Okay.
I actually thought that, because I know I posted the poll for who everyone thought should be Rookie of the Year. Most people picked Spencer Strider actually, and I agreed with that take as well.
I did too.
Because Spencer Strider had an amazing season.
He's a pitcher.
Pitcher, yeah. He had like 200 plus strikeouts and like 130 innings pitched this year, which is ridiculous. But Michael Harris is definitely a deserved candidate as well, so good for him. And the Braves have been amazing at getting good young players over the last handful of years. And I think that's going to be the key for them going forward.
One of my last things for last call is Alex Pereira beat Israel Adesanya in the 5th round via it's kind of a TKO, right?
I mean, if it gets called before the bell
he didn't
rings,
actually Adesanya did not get actually knocked out.
right, not like out cold.
The referee called.
Yeah.
So is that a TKO?
Yeah.
TKO. This loss for Adesanya snaps a 12-fight win streak in the middleweight division, which was one shy of Anderson Silva's division record.
Oh damn.
So he was pretty close.
Oh yeah.
And Alex Pereira stays perfect in the UFC, which we talked about last night. And he has 7 MMA wins, and 6 of them come via knockout.
He's a killer.
But what's funny about this fight is, so in the first round, right at the horn, Adesanya got him. Sorry, he swung right before the buzzer hit, and Pereira fumbled.
Oh, got staggered.
He started staggering big time.
Yeah.
If it had been 30 more seconds, I think Pereira would have lost this fight
Really?
in that round.
Wow.
Yeah. Do you watch fights? Do you like UFC?
I don't.
You don't like UFC, or you don't watch fights?
Chase Beardsley. Have you guys heard of that guy? Local dude. Delaney's cousin.
No.
That's the only UFC guy.
He's actually in UFC.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Well, he's tuna now.
Nice.
Fought down at the fairgrounds.
Oh, he does that MMA over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
This fight was awesome. You probably saw the video Devin posted of me watching it.
Yes.
And I was literally shocked because Adesanya, he's kind of reminds me of Floyd Mayweather, where he knows how to play his game.
He's a dancer.
He's a dancer and he wins. He always just wins. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I think Adesanya had maybe one or either one loss or one kind of decision up to this point. So in the 4th round, Alex Pereira lost the round by far. But I think what he did was he was saving his stamina up, because for the 5th round, even the person in his corner was like, "You're losing this fight, and you have to win this by knockout."
Oh, so you think by decision it would have been Adesanya had he
100
not been knocked out?
100%.
Interesting.
So I think that was kind of part of his game. He's like, you know what, I'm gonna take a round. I'm gonna lose a round on purpose.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take my time.
Mhm.
I'm gonna build up my stamina, and I'm gonna go out and kick this guy's ass in the 5th round. That's exactly what he did.
Oh,
I think he beat him with maybe 2 minutes left in the 5th round.
Okay.
Which
so
5th
there's some
round,
time.
5th
Is it
round,
3 minute or 5 minutes?
championship fights are 5 rounds.
5 rounds, but 3 minute rounds, right?
It might be 5. I think it's 5.
Or 5
I
minutes.
think it's 5 minute rounds.
Oh yeah, you're right.
5 minute
Yeah,
rounds.
that's right.
So I gotta
3 minutes is.
give it to Pereira because, I mean, how many guys are gonna do that? And I don't know if I don't know.
He never said that after.
I didn't hear anything about him post game saying that kind of thing, but I'll give it to him for if he thought that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that his corner told me, you know what, you are losing, and you need to
You gotta
knock him out because I don't want to hear people say what I want to hear.
Right.
I want to be like, oh, you got this, you got this. I want you to tell me if I'm losing, and I need to go out there and kick his ass.
Right.
And the last thing I'll say about this is Pereira and Adesanya have fought each other, I believe, 2 times prior in just kickboxing, and I believe Pereira has knocked him or beat him twice
both
before that.
times.
So
he's got his number.
he's in his head.
Yeah,
And these guys are gonna fight again. I don't think there's any
Hope so.
doubt about that. And I will watch that. And it was a great fight.
Nice.
Last thing I'm gonna say is so Qatar, they have the World Cup coming up, and the best sports bar, quote unquote, in Qatar,
I saw this.
will be charging, get this, $90 a beer
What?
during the World Cup. Would you ever pay $90 for a beer under any circumstance ever? Under any circumstance. Like you saw.
I already have a few in mind where you might be willing to.
We're good.
Would you pay $90 a beer just for at a Led Zeppelin concert in like 1970?
Yes.
Well, Van Halen like in '82.
I mean,
I don't know why I would feel inclined to, like.
you've
I'd be
seen-
sober rather than spend $90 for one beer. It's gonna give me the slightest buzz.
I am not paying $90 for a beer
Not a chance.
at all.
I'd maybe pay 20 bucks is probably where I might draw the line. 20 to 25. And I know I've paid probably $18 at like a event, like a sporting event or a music festival or something like that.
I think we had 2 or 3 beers before we saw Metallica, but spaced out over like a few hours.
Yeah.
And like caught up with people and like and then we like really just cut ourselves off. And I don't regret those like few beers. I don't know.
But $90 for one beer. You
$90
would
for
consider
one
that.
beer I don't know. If it's the Niners in the Super Bowl, maybe I'd have one beer. But like if I'm actually there at the Super Bowl, probably not.
Fuck no.
So do I get a last call or no?
Yeah, we're just gonna do this real quick so we can do it.
So you can cut me off.
No, because I don't want it to get cut you off on.
Because once it hits an hour, you have
Oh.
to do it before it hits an hour.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, what do you got?
So we're gonna talk about Giants free agency.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So what do we do here? Aaron Judge, how much money do we throw at him? Who else do we go after? Because right now the Giants roster sucks.
We talked about this. I'd rather have Trey Turner as a Giant.
I think so,
than
too.
Aaron Judge.
Really?
Absolutely. I think he's a better player.
You know what? I would love to see is if we could get Trey Turner to play center field for 1 year. Brandon Crawford plays out his contract next year, retires, and then move Trey Turner to shortstop after that. I don't think Trey Turner would go for it, but I think that would be
I
an
don't
awesome
think
sign.
Crawford would go for it.
For what?
I mean, Crawford's how old?
It's like 34 or 5.
That's what he's getting at.
No, he's not. I think he's younger than that.
No, he's like 30. He's going to be like 35, I think, next year.
No way.
Swear to God.
Really?
Maybe 34, the youngest.
I think he's
He's
like
not that
his
much younger.
early 30s.
No.
I think he's like 32.
He's going to be. I want to say he played his age 33, if not 34 season this past season.
Alright, let's see.
Prove me wrong, but regardless, he was terrible at the plate last year and a decent defender.
I want Trey Turner.
Me too. I would love.
If they got Judge, I'm not getting a jersey, but I'd be fucking stoked.
That'd be cool. That'd be cool.
But I think Trey Turner just
Shit, you're right.
How old is he?
35.
He's 35 now. Yeah. Thank you.
Oh my god.
And you don't want 35-year-old shortstops.
Yeah.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah. Okay. No.
I think,
get it.
and he was a super below average hitter last year.
And you only really had one really good year, and that was 2020. As a
Or
hitter.
2021, yeah.
Yeah, 2021.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah. I mean, he had other decent offensive seasons, but it was always about his glove. But
Yeah.
but he's gonna continue to regress as far as his range, at the minimum. So, I think if you could convince Trey Turner to play center field and then say you're our shortstop of the future after that, just for 1 year, I think that would be awesome.
Trey Turner. Wow.
Thing is, Trey Turner is gonna be, I believe, 30 next season.
I mean, what's the downside of Judge?
That he's already 31, gonna be 32 next year. And he's, you're relying on him continuing to be an amazing hitter, which not everybody stays that way forever.
Kind of feels like a pull his contract.
That's That's where we're going. Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty much. And he's had injury history. He was healthy this year, but he's certainly had his injury history.
How do you get injured in baseball?
Being a pussy.
I mean,
This guy broke his ankle on second base.
did, yeah.
oh, sorry, Emerson.
You slid in the second, right?
Yeah, rolled
Rolled
over
his
the
ankle.
You should have just extended your third leg.
Shut up.
So
Sorry, you guys brought me on.
no, it's all right. So the vest I'm wearing, it says Monday Night Football. It's to the 35th year of it.
Okay, nice.
I got it from work.
So when was the 35th year of Monday?
2005.
All right.
Started 1970. I looked it up
I
today.
told
actually.
you.
You said that. He
I
did say
told
that.
you. I looked at one emblem of this.
It's-
And that's a vest. Fuck yeah, that
Yeah.
thing is
Oh, it's-
sweet.
yeah.
That thing is
You
amazing.
can kind of see it for our YouTube
Yes.
audience. The one thing I'll say about this is when I see this logo, who do you think of when you see this logo?
All
Al
right.
Michaels and
Are you ready for some football? Fucking.
Al Michaels, John Madden. That's
Oh,
what
yeah.
I think of. when
I
see
think
this.
of what's his that racist fuck.
Hank Williams. Hank Williams Jr.
Wank Williams.
is it Hank Williams Jr.?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Are you ready for some football? Did I nail it?
This was also the last year that Monday Night Football was on ABC. It went to
And then
it went to ESPN.
ESPN.
Right?
Yeah.
No, it's a nice vest. I like.
I think it's sweet.
This vest. I like some vests. They're nice.
I think it's
They're
killer.
nice. They're nice.
Well, I do want to say I apologize for lying last week when I said that we were going to have a cocktail of the week this week. But things changed, and we're here, and this was better.
Why didn't you have a cocktail?
You know what he wanted to drink? Just take a guess what he wanted to drink.
I'm going to say Jack and Coke.
Exactly.
Yak and Coke. Yes.
Yeah. No, he
Why
wanted.
didn't we?
I don't know.
I told you. Text.
I didn't think he would buy Jack and Coke.
Oh, you wanted me to buy Jack. I wouldn't buy Jack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
If you
I
had it here,
I
I
thought
would
you
drink
had
would
it
have
here.
sent you money for it.
No, it's not about that.
Was it the
He can't-
principal?
Egotistically, I wouldn't buy Jack. I would get like Buffalo Trace, and we wouldn't mix it with Coke. If you had Jack and Coke here, I would drink it.
And drinking Jack and Coke on this podcast tonight would have been
Perfect.
because when I think of you in this house, I think of Jack and Cokes.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm
How
saying
often do you
it's-
drink Jack and Coke just regularly at your house? Ever?
Actually,
You haven't had a Jack and Coke in years.
yeah, it's probably like once a year now.
What happened to you?
What about mixed drinks at all? Like, do you do
What's your go-to drink
Okay,
at a bar?
So mixed drinks.
My go-to drink, vodka soda.
What about at home?
I'm a vodka soda guy too.
Yeah. At
Is that what you
home.
drink at home too?
Yeah. Or a Michelob Ultra.
But for cocktails, it's vodka soda.
Yeah.
You've matured. You've matured.
Vodka sodas are so boring.
Well, yeah.
Well, you should.
Emerson makes a mean old fashioned.
You should have seen me when he came down to visit me in San Diego. I got banned from a bar.
He forgot. He forgot to
I'd
pay.
have flown
I
home.
lived a month.
He forgot to pay his tab. We went back to the next day.
They
And-
wouldn't even let you pay the tab.
Well, no, I think you might have left your card there.
Because I literally lived I lived right across the street.
Because he had done it so many times before.
But I lived right across the street, which was the thing.
And so we went back the next day and we wanted to get a drink. And the dude's like, he's like, I can't serve you. He's like, can you serve my friend? Talking about me. He's like, no, I can't.
And I think it was also because I would talk shit to the manager.
The place is pretty cool.
So you just.
But
you
when
just
I
do
made the
yourself.
Patrick Mahomes bet, I called the bartender. I think if you remember. You remember that? No.
Maybe not.
Well,
Remind me.
Well, yeah, I called Princess Pub. It was literally the name of it, and
Yeah, Princess Pub.
I started sweet talking the bartender. I'm trying to get her to accept me back in, and she's like, "Yeah, you're officially banned."
He got
I was like, I don't even live there
86.
anymore.
86.
I just want to know I can come back.
We're approaching 2 hours on this podcast, so
Yeah.
I think we're gonna end it right there.
Okay.
Thank you for the story. That was great.
Arb, thank you very much for having us.
Anytime.
You know,
Yeah.
I'd be open for you being on one more time while you're in town.
Oh, wow. You're so thoughtful. I got to review my schedule. I have a very busy few weeks.
Maybe
We'll try and fit you in.
Hey, maybe next time we're on here, we'll have Jack and Coke. How about
Yes, that would be great.
No, we'll definitely have a Jack and Coke. We should do one out here. Like,
It's possible. It's tough
Like a
with open
sports center.
space.
Well, we like to be kind of in a confined
well,
space.
there's so much foot traffic out there.
That's what we don't want.
Why?
because that's noise that we don't need
Yeah.
on the podcast.
But that's also how you gain listeners.
Not necessarily.
How many dads are out here just desperate to listen to anything?
So go tell them after we're done.
Yeah, I already got Casey across the street.
Boom.
He's listening. I bet you he's listening right now if he's went through this whole thing. He's
Oh,
probably
God.
he's probably thinking
They just mentioned me.
Anyways,
That's his
had a great
word.
time. Thank
Yeah.
you for your parents for having us
Yes.
here.
Glad
Maybe,
you-
maybe next time we'll have it at his parents' house.
yeah, glad you made it on.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
I want to say for sure. I want to say for sure that we're gonna have an episode next week, but we're gonna have to work through some scheduling
Yeah.
You know what we should do? Have me and Darts on.
together.
No.
That could be something different. We might title it, a different sports report podcast.
We can't have that. That wouldn't be fun.
Yeah. Anyways, I want to say for sure we'll be on next week. Not gonna guarantee it, but we'll let you know.
We're figuring it out.
We're gonna figure it out.
We have different schedules. Is
Thanksgiving's coming up
next
next
week's
week.
already next week?
Yep.
Are you serious?
Yeah. Thanksgiving's coming up quick, baby.
Yeah.
Happy holidays.
Yeah.
But yes, appreciate you watching, listening. ARB, thanks for coming on.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time. Peace.
Farewell.